and subscribe.
Do you think that Israel is affecting American political judgment?
I mean,
why do they have Joe's at Walmart? What does that mean?
Doing the tunnels, and sometimes the rituals might involve someone who recently died, and we'll bring them down there, and we're trying to do a ritual to bring back the Messiah, which is a schneerson. That's it. It's more like it's not something spoken about, okay? But you can understand, just like maybe other religions or something.
I kicked on the door and walked right in. Oh, bully down in shin bone. So help me, so help me, Bob. I'm bully in the alley. Way, hey, bully in the alley. Help me, Bob. I'm bully in the alley. Bully down in shin bone. Hey. I walked up to the angel in off way. Bully in the alley. I kicked on the door and walked right in.
Ladies and gentlemen, hope you're having a wonderful evening tonight. It is Monday. A new week has begun. So has the madness, and so have we. We've got much to discuss. We have Rare Breed partnering with big names in the industry, which is unfortunate in some ways because I think that they will only continue to grow in popularity. We have Armor people doing armor things, which is quite extravagant. It's a long storied history for Mr. John Schoon, but we'll get into it. And then we have Geisley failing at the one thing that they're supposed to be good at, and that's taking care of customers, or maybe based and denying certain individuals the ability to do certain things. And then we have, of course, just a menagerie of insanity going on in the world, man-made horrors beyond all of our comprehension. Now, I see YouTube is giving me a warning that the stream might be taken down because of some video that was playing in the intro. Not exactly sure what that is, but just in case, we are live on Rumble, Kick, and X, so you might as well go over there and follow there before the stream gets taken down. But before it gets taken down, we should introduce our guest. We have Jake, of course, joining us for Big Toe Money Mondays, and hello. Richard. How's your guys' night going?
I'm good.
Fantastic.
Based? Very nice. This hasn't been long enough in the week for anything to go too bad, I suppose.
No. I think I know what it's probably the issue with YouTube. I think it's probably the Slam Frank. They want their shekels.
I don't know if it was that or if it was...
Probably the Joe Rogan part.
Oh, I've used Joe Rogan clips before. I don't think that's the problem, but I mean, it could also be the trailer that I put behind it, even though I've used that one before. Who knows? Anyways, if the stream gets taken down, the warning has gone away, so I hope that they don't do it. Sometimes they just give you a copyright, like, hey, by the way, if you keep streaming whatever it is that you're streaming, we'll take you down. Now, in much more unfortunate news to get us kicked off on Monday, we have unfortunately 2 more American soldiers dead in the war in Iran. The Pentagon has released photos of the U.S. soldiers killed by Iranian strikes in Jordan. And they've also released their names and info. Did any of you guys catch the World Goy Cup going on? Were you guys paying attention to the teams involved?
I don't follow sports ball, sir.
Yes.
Sports
ball is not really my thing.
I did watch the final, and it was not great.
What was the final score? Like 1-0?
Yeah, it was 1-0. It was really a horrible game to watch. Also, the Argentinians lost. Which
the only thing that caught my attention from that game was a couple of Argentinian girls in the crowd. Strangely enough, blonde hair, blue-eyed, fair-skinned.
You know,
Good point.
Andrew, that's the joke I was gonna make, but you
So
took it out of my mouth.
Well, great minds think alike. Okay. All right. Anyways, the Pentagon on Monday identified the 2 American soldiers killed in an Iranian attack in Jordan over the weekend as First Lieutenant Tyler Feehan and Private Isabella Gonzalez. Gonzalez was killed in action on Friday, while Feehan was killed in action the next day amid an Iranian attack on Muwafaq Salti Air Base, a Royal Jordanian Air Force base that Iran has frequently targeted amidst its renewal of hostilities with the U.S. So this is just, and I think one is still missing. So I'm not sure if you can say that is presumed dead at this point in time, considering that was, 3 days ago now, considering it's Monday.
So
So it is just, go ahead.
on this one, they've been saying 2 dead, 1 missing. I think they did find the remains of the last person, or they've just determined that they're dead. And then there was also, same time in Iraq, a service member who was killed when they were trying to detonate some unexploded ordnance from a Iranian drone. So
Okay,
it's technically
I did
4
see a
soldiers
headline
that died.
about that, but I wasn't sure if that was part of the same 2 or if that was a different individual. Yeah, in the detonation of a downed
Yeah.
drone, 1 additional service member was killed, which I think is pushing the total up to almost 20 at this point in time. And so we've lost 20 service members. We've spent $45 billion. What did we get out of it again, Jake?
Well, you see, John, what we got was all sorts of stuff.
I really hadn't considered that, Jake, until you brought that up and put it in such a cogent, easy to digest way. Just now. So really, I mean, the Pentagon should probably hire you as their spokesperson. I know that Pete Hegseth is very intent on jamming needles into into young servicemen to make sure that they got their T in order. I saw that as an update. So maybe maybe Grantham will rejoin now that he can get free steroids in the military. Although kind of based to get free TRT. I think if you're over 30 in the military, you can get free TRT, which is like hilarious to think about.
Yeah,
that's what we
pretty
need.
hilarious.
Well, what do you think that's a bad idea, Jake?
I mean, they've been doing that this entire time. It's just now they're giving it to guys instead of women.
Oh, yeah. I think it's more effective on them anyways. I'm sure that will not result in any negative outcomes at all. But we should move on into the gun news of the week, or of the day, I should say. SMS laser. I don't know if you guys are super interested in this, but I think that SMS has the potential to like kill the budget market of IR lasers, lambs, all-in-one units, whatever it might be. And their new version of the Trinity is looking like it's basically a product improved version of the Iris for about 1/3 of the cost. These are usually like 300 credits, so to speak. So they've released, or not released, but they're teasing a new model. You can see it has a new top slider rather than a push button thingamajig. You still have the cap on front. I hope they have a diffuser cap on there as well. They have 2 fire buttons and moved some of the switches around. But SMS is one of those companies that their original products were basically garbage. Like I have one of their HFXCs, one of the first ones they put out, which was like a 4-in-1 unit for like 200 credits. And the thing just doesn't hold zero. And it's a really murky, ugly laser. Not a great unit. The Trinity is an actual good unit if you get one that maintains zero. I have a couple of them, and one of them kind of just autonomously changes zero. The other one mostly holds zero. So just things to be aware of on these. But they have released, or they have teased, a new model coming out shortly. So if you night vision nerds out there, there is another budget player. Now, following up. Go ahead.
I feel like they're doing the laser game better. They're doing like the Hollow Sun of the laser game, and Hollow Sun's not going to be able to compete with them. If they continue to improve at this rate, they're probably going to be the predominant, company in the space.
Well, yeah, Hollow Sun, the Iris is a really good option, and the Iris kind of murks all of the really expensive ones, like the 2, 3, 4,000 credit units, right? Whereas SMS does most of what the Iris does at 1/3 the price. I don't trust it quite as much, and it's not quite as small and compact, but they are very, very good value units, especially since they continue to update them. Like I have one of the original Trinities and one of the newer Trinities. And the newer Trinity is like better in every way, shape, and form than the one that they had out like 6 months ago. So they are improving very rapidly. Sucks if you bought one of the early ones, but still, they're able to do stuff like that because they don't have as much industrial weight, like slowing down the mechanisms of improving. They can improve basically on the fly, do whatever they feel like. Whereas bigger companies with contracts or with just, again, a lot more bureaucracy aren't going to be able to adapt like that.
What's the Iris going for now? 1,000?
I think MSRP is 1,000. I think you can find it under that, but it's somewhere in that price range. Whereas the Trinity is like 300. So it's way less, and does, again, 99% of the things. In some ways, it's a little better even than the Iris, considering it comes with a flood flip lens. That's really nice. So, all right. Now, following up on our Leopold leaks from last week, talking about $1,000 red dots coming to the market. So this is from Mod O Memes over on Instagram. According to an anonymous source, this new Leopold LCO, while expensive, is not the only model they're going to release. Later on down the road, there's reportedly going to be a cheaper model with less features like no night vision and probably no multi-reticle system as well. I guess that's interesting. Although, again, even the more expensive one, I feel like most people are just going to be using the 2 MOA dot since they didn't actually add any BDC features. And also in 2027, next year, I was told they're going to do magnifiers. I'm hoping and praying it's something super cool, like a modernized Devo, which was like the dual prism, 6X underneath, and then a LCO on top, which is like a really interesting concept for a red dot, not magnifier combo, basically like a dual use optic almost like a ACOG with a red dot on top, but instead it's a LCO with a low mounted half prism. The Devo is a hilarious optic. It sounds like it's one of the best things ever. Like, it does all the things you want it to do. In practice, not very good. Now, Leopold getting into magnifiers in the big 2.6, is anyone actually excited for a new miniature 3x magnifier? Like, it's kind of been done to death. Everyone makes one. The last interesting thing done with magnifiers was the Pegasus reticle from Primary Arms, where it gives you a etched ranging reticle inside of the magnifier itself. So it's like, that's one additional feature that doesn't complicate anything. It's just kind of there and you can use it if need be. That's nice. I would like to see like high quality 4 and 5x magnifiers. I don't really care, but there's not much delineation between the 3x magnifiers. There's just not. I have like 10 of them and I end up using the one that gives me the best eye relief. Like, cause like the glass quality and form factor and build is basically all the same. But 4 or 5x, I think things get a little bit more complicated and there's a lot more room to differentiate the products there. Again, it's like Leopold is doing something that the competition did a half decade ago, or in some cases more than a decade ago. So, all right. Well, that's Leopold updates. Now, here we have something that looks like it came out of a 7-Eleven near you. We have the Smith and Methson. Police in Iowa seized this functional homemade firearm dubbed the Smith and Methson, in April 2022. The weapon was reportedly fully functional despite its bizarre homemade design. Now, I just have a couple of questions here. So it looks like a welded drill bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Onto a spring-loaded hammer, I guess. Like, I don't know. I'm not.
Screwdriver bit.
Yeah, it's a screwdriver bit welded onto this contraption, which is then, via spring pressure here.
Weld is a loose term, sir. I think it's JB weld.
Nice.
with a quarter on the back of it, of course. And I guess to fire the other chamber, you just pull it back and push it to the other side. I would guess is how that works.
I think it's a fantastic design.
I have questions.
It's even got a
about
weapon light.
Missing primer.
Well, don't ask about that. Okay, he couldn't get all of the parts in one spot. Richard, do you think this guy's rolling in dough? I mean, look at him.
Richard, it's a feature. Okay.
I do love all of the random screws put into the grip. And then
I have
you don't have a
feeling
trigger
that every
guard, you have a
single one of
hand
those is
guard.
necessary.
And it does
think
have
it's
a fully
awesome.
functional weapon light, although how do you activate the weapon light?
You don't need it when you're on that much meth. You
Oh
just
no,
see
there
the
are buttons up
computer.
front. Okay. And also, is it just me, or did he JB weld 2 steel pipes together and then wrap them with the steel bands? Is that what's going on here?
Correct.
And what caliber is this? Because those don't look like shotgun shells. So is
Oh,
this
those
like
are 410.
those are 410?
Yeah, those are 410.
All right. You have your
That's the
your
only thing that
cross
would make
bolt
it
here.
safe.
And then it's locked in. I don't know, how does it work though? Because you can pull the trigger, but what actually stops it from going forward? That's what I'm confused about in terms of the hammer mechanism.
Right
and also,
there.
what is welded to the back?
Wait,
Yeah, that's the weight to set it off.
No, but what is it? Is it a bunch of quarters stacked together? What is that?
maybe.
Probably.
Like, I'm just confused. Like, what is going on here? I just have no answers for what anything is actually here. It's a ton of weld, JB weld with some steel mechanism at the back with a welded drill bit on it, attached to a spring, which is somehow connected to the trigger
On the other side.
on the other side.
Yeah, the linkage for the trigger is on the other side. Right there.
Right there. Okay.
I think it's
Yeah,
awesome.
I should stop trying to comprehend it. But anyways, I'm very glad for the Iowa police taking this dangerous firearm off the streets. You know, this is a very Shinzo Abe coded firearm right here. Although this is actually way worse. This is way more meth coded than that. The Japanese would never be so.
I got to be honest though, John. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
It's true.
So
I mean, yeah, a little bit of pipe and JB weld and a screwdriver, and you've got a fully functional firearm. Can you pre-order one? Yes, some 3D printing company will have these out in about 2 weeks, okay? And then it'll take them a year to actually ship it to you.
this is like something from Rust.
Yeah, like your first proto firearm.
Yeah.
What is
Where you
going
get all
on
the
at
upgrades.
the bottom?
So that's your finger guard, and then your trigger is exposed. No trigger guard, but I think that is to guard your fingers.
Yeah.
So your fingers go on the inside of that, right? I mean,
No.
duh.
What we got to do is compare it to Ted Kaczynski's homemade firearm and see which
Oh,
one's
I was
better.
referring to the more posts section, sir.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not looking at that, Richard.
It caught my eye.
You're just thinking
No,
too hard, buddy.
Ted's is way better. Okay, you
I don't
can't even
think-
compare the
but-
two.
I don't know if Ted Kaczynski's functioned. I don't know if
Did
it was
it need
actually
to?
functional.
Can I copy the image link? Let me show you guys here. I'm pretty sure this looks far more functional. I mean, it looks like he made it in a wood shop, you know, versus JB Weld. I don't know, woodworking versus JB Weld. Which one wins? In terms
I'd
of
take
durability, maybe JB Weld. You know,
Mm-hmm. I'll take both, honestly.
yeah, we got the meth guns before Armad barrels. It's true. All right, well, let's go ahead and talk about other things that people love just as much, and that is going to be rare breed triggers. Now, everyone in the chat loves rare breed with no reservations, with no asterisks. Okay. Rare breed triggers is the hero of the FRT gun industry because they took on the ATF and won by becoming the ATF's enforcement arm against other FRT manufacturers. And then they decided to sue all of them and pass out paperwork at, I believe, GunCon and at SHOT Show, where they were eventually banned from for briefcasing the vendors, which, of course, the people who put on these events don't really like all that much. However, that has not stopped them from being extremely successful. So this comes from per Recoil magazine. Apparently, Rare Breed Triggers and B&T USA Now, this is from yesterday. So I believe that this means B&T USA that is now taken over by the real B&T. So this is not like the old USA, which was not fulfilling orders, not buying, not shipping, anything like that. So this is a new update that B&T USA announced strategic partnership, and the B&T SPC9, GHM9, and GHM45 platforms will now be offered with the patented rare breed FRT SG3 force reset trigger installed directly from the factory. Pretty cool to see companies start offering FRTs from the factory. Now, this is actually funny because this comes less than a month after One Horse USA is the first factory offered AR with an FRT, and now Rare Breed is doing it with B&T USA. B&T sells a lot of products. They have a huge product lineup. They're not necessarily my favorite firearms out there, but some people love the Swiss B&T, and this is a collaboration that is going to net both companies a lot of money. Although I will say that the FRT crowd paradoxically is also the poor crowd. So I don't know how many of them, like almost every person that does not have a lot of extra funds to spend on firearms has multiple firearms with an FRT and no nice guns or no like nice optics, but they have several FRTs. So I'm not sure how many people are going to be willing to drop north of 2,000 credits on a GHM9 with a rare breed FRT, because you got to remember these 3-position FRTs are 500 bones by themselves usually, or like 449. So if you're comboing that with an already expensive B&T product, these are for people who have, you know, fungible funds that they can drop a couple of grand on something like this. This isn't for your poor boys looking to put a, you know, $99 FRT in their PSA AR9. It's very different.
I'm sure they'll still sell like crazy. I know there's a lot of B&T shills out there that just close their eyes and say how much they love them. They just ignore everything.
Well, all they have to do is just reduce the amount that they're going to actually produce, and they'll sell out immediately.
Well, here's the thing. I think that online Rare Breed has a terrible reputation. Like, literally just go through these comments. B&T partnering with the crappiest company. No thanks. Rare Breed triggers are scum. B&T desperately calling for life as they continue to make overpriced blowbacks. Pretty gay that it's Rare Breed. Pretty cool. And Rare Breed do not belong in the same post. F Rare Breed. So online, Rare Breed has a horrible reputation where they are hated by everyone. I don't think that's the normie position, though. I don't think people know that Rare Breed's like a bad company that is now, you know, turning its back on the market that it quote unquote fought for by going around and suing all of its competition. I don't think normies care or are really aware of that. You know, I think what they
store doesn't care about this.
Exactly. When they walk into the local gun store and there's a, you know, Rare Breed 3-position FRT sitting on the shelf for $449. And they're like, damn, that sounds like fun. Is that one of them our full auto devices that's legal now in America, in Biden's America or whatnot, right? And then they're like, oh, that looks cool. I'll go ahead and pick that up. I don't think that people in the real world actually care about this specific drama as much, but we who are terminally online, we're like, oh, we're never giving Rare Breed another dime. That's never going to happen. It's like, I don't know how much that affects. Now, when I looked it up, because I wanted to see the actual article from Recoil, the first article I found was actually, no, Tippmann is another one that is also partnering with Rare Breed. So Tippmann Arms and Rare Breed Firearms announced, or Rare Breed Triggers, I should say, announced new FRT rimfire lineup. Now, that's kind of cool. I think FRTs and like 9mm and 22 go really well together because they're really cheap. It means you can actually, you know, shoot them a lot versus like 5.56 or 308. Like 308 FRT, I'm sure is very fun, but it sounds extremely wasteful and not very economically wise. Okay,
It's
so
violent.
purpose. Sorry, go ahead.
It's violent. I wouldn't recommend.
Oh yeah, of course. But purpose-built 22 long rifle platforms engineered for maximum performance with the Rare Breed FRT-15L3 trigger system. Tippmann Arms and Rare Breed Firearms are proud to announce a strategic collaboration to introduce a new line of dedicated FRT-equipped rimfire firearms built specifically around the new patented Rare Breed Triggers FRT-15L3 force reset trigger system and the renowned Tippmann Arms M422 platform. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Tippmann is like a 1-to-1 copy of an AR, but in 22, and that's kind of the whole point of it, is that it's as close to an AR as possible while being a dedicated 22 long rifle platform. So it's not like a CMMG conversion kit. It is 22 inside and out, but it is like identical to the AR in every other way.
That is correct. And they actually do a pretty good job of it. I actually like Tippmann.
Well, I'm curious here because Tippmann's were relatively cheap.
I think they still are, which is going to make this a very good package.
Well, no, so that's the thing, though. If you're adding a $450 trigger system into it, does that actually make it? So they're roughly in the 500 credit range, and I wonder if they have the new FRT version listed on their website.
So if
I
they
don't see it
can,
listed.
if they can do a reliable FRT in this for a thou with a couple of mags, like 4 mags, 5 mags, that's
Oh no, guys, that's nuts. I can't show you the page, guys, but it's 1,600 bones.
oof. How many mags?
I'm on their website right now. So the Tippmann Arms M4-22 Elite FRT rifle, 1578, which is absolutely insane. So apparently they've done a few things to make it work better with the FRT. So they have like a patent pending anti-bounce bolt system with the integrated buffer, modified upper and lower optimized for FRT, enhanced buffer tube components, factory installed FRT L3. So again, it's like
How many
1,500
how many
bones.
pending patents make a $1,600 bone? Sorry, 22.
Oh, you're
worth it?
fine. No, but I
How
mean,
many?
like,
How many
that
little
is-
upgrades and performance increases?
that is insane to me that a dedicated 22 long rifle platform is somehow plus 1,000 credits for adding in a FRT. That, spoiler alert, you can already add to one of these for so much less. That's insane. That is a insane amount for an asking price on this. I'm sorry, if you buy one of these for 1,500, you could get so many different options that are just as fun with an FRT as this. Like, who's buying a $1,500 22 long
Well-
rifle FRT gun?
Andrew just said he said in the chat that he ordered 5, so we'll see.
No way. But he's an FFL, so
Yeah, we'll see.
he's gonna get them for less.
He can get
So
back
he's
to us
more
on
okay.
who actually
Maybe.
buys them. You know,
Maybe this is actually really wise. Oh, my microphone. Stop it.
you're falling apart
Anyways.
over there, John.
It's fine. Maybe this is actually a great way to just scam boomers, right? Because they're going to go into the gun store and it's going to be like, oh, I got a 22, but it comes with an FRT in it and it's designed to work. And so Andrew's over here spending, like, let's say $1,000 on him, you know, because he's an FFL.
He
And then
didn't
you
order.
start-
He said he ordered 5 trigger kickers. I'm sorry.
Oh, trigger kickers. Okay. Sorry. I thought you were talking about these.
No,
It's like,
we're
yeah,
gonna
because this plus a trigger kicker is like 600 bones, and that's way more affordable than,
we're gonna
you
see
know,
if the trigger kicker works.
1,500, 1,600 for one of these. I don't think a single person should buy one of these. But, you know, maybe the name Rare Greed checks out here, because that is actually an insane markup. And, you know, I'm sure maybe they did optimize the bolt and buffer to work better with an FRT. Still ain't worth $1,000, bro. An extra $1,000.
Isn't this just like the natural order of things, though? This is how it goes. You got companies now saying, like, you can have simulated full auto for so much less than buying an actual, you know.
That's true.
Fully
You know, a
automatic
real full auto is
transferable.
like 15 grand. So when you think about it,
Yeah.
this is very affordable. This is an
It's-
economical option here.
The boomers will love it. They love 22s. They love gimmicky 22s. So they'll jump for this. They will sell. They won't sell anything, but they will sell their children's future, their grandchildren's future, to buy these.
Well, spoiler alert, Jake, they've already done that. So I don't know if they have anything left to sell at this point in time. Okay. The boomers are aging out. Okay. We're going to have to switch it up in the next decade or so because there's not going to be any boomers left. You know, it's going to be like Mitch McConnell's barely hanging in there as is. Okay.
Yeah, he's alive and well. Actually, I heard he's doing great.
Yeah, supposedly, even though his wife's in China for some reason. Haven't figured that one out yet. But yeah, so Rare Breed, B&T, and Titman Arms. Okay, who's next, Jake? Who is going to offer an FRT with a factory rifle? And it's, of course, going to be Rare Breed. So who's it going to be next? Is it going to be
Probably
BCM,
PSA.
Geisley, PSA? PSA should do it. Unironically, they should do it because that would instantly become their most popular model, whichever one it was, if they just added a factory FRT. Now, the problem with PSA is they would be afraid of stepping on Rare Breed's toes. So I think that they would probably partner with Rare Breed, or at least someone Rare Breed hasn't sued yet
But
for an
how
FRT.
how based would it be? Like PSA, they deserve all the hate. How based would it be if they're like, we're gonna partner with whatever Atrius, and we're just gonna have custom, like, purpose-made Atriuses for all these rifles, sell them on the website like that, and they're just like, fuck you, Rare Breed, you can come sue us if you want to. I think that'd be
Yeah,
pretty based.
you would think so, Jake, but then they do something like this. So even though the 10-5 decision by the Third Court of Appeals struck down New Jersey's ban on commonly owned semi-automatic rifles and magazines over 10 round, the court was clear these firearms are protected by the Second Amendment. The victory belongs to these guys, yada, yada, yada. However, the case has been remanded. So PSA, even though, remember the last week we talked about the third district said that New Jersey's assault weapons ban and magazine ban was unconstitutional, they're still not shipping to New Jersey yet, as they're waiting to see what the state does, because the state obviously might appeal or sue or do something else to try and get that overturned, right? So PSA is very, very hesitant to do anything that could get them in trouble. So I really doubt they're going to try and let's stick it to Rare Breed. They just don't seem like that type of company that has the balls to actually do that, even though their mantra is all about freedom and whatnot. They don't do that sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting.
But dude, could you imagine you have your PSA Freedom line with an FRT that's as expensive as the rifle itself, and they're charging you like $1,200 for it,
Yeah,
and somehow people are still buying it?
that'd be kind of gay.
Be really gay. Yeah, I mean, you can literally get a trigger kicker from Hoffman for like 52 bones. So I mean, there's better ways to spend your money. Because I mean, listen, guys. Yeah, the Rare Breed FRT L3 15 or whatever they call it is really good, but none of you, or very few of you in the chat, are actually using these in a way that's not just fun, which is fine. But if it's just for fun, for scratching that itch or whatever you want to call it, like just buy a trigger kicker or a super safety or any number of products that do the same thing for 1/4 the price, 1/5 the price, 1/10 the price. All right, you'll be just as happy. All right. Now, speaking about being just as happy, Jake, Richard, do you guys buy a lot of armor?
No.
No, me neither. Okay, I try not to be concerned with this stuff at all. There's all these like super niche segments in the industry, like night vision. Okay, full of nerds and autists, bullpups, 3D printers. Full of nerds and autists. Armor is the exact same way. And fortunately, I have just been blessed by not being attached to that or interested in that or really having to deal with any of these people other than when we cover one of them doing something silly on the channel like this. So this is Apex Armor Solutions. I believe they're based out of Washington State. And the owner has had a history of being a little wacky, lying, flashbanging his girlfriend while pretending to commit suicide in front of her. Just a bunch of just wacky things, that the owner of Apex has done throughout the years. And he's had a new epidemic. Now, the reason why I chose this screenshot specifically is because I don't know if this female is the girlfriend of the owner that has had some of these things happen to her, but I just find it funny that if it is true that he still has her on his homepage. Kind of funny. Okay, maybe a little base, but anyways, early this morning, Yushi's son or Soon, aka John Soon, I think his legal name is Yushi, which is really funny, decided to threaten suicide by knife with his parents. He then threw a pepper ball grenade in the house and fled in his Porsche Cayenne. He fled on I-90 and refused to stop for officers. After a standoff at Southeast 27 and 110th, he was taken into custody and is currently booked into Score Jail for domestic violence, assault, and obstruction. They had to call aid for his father due to breathing issues from the grenade. So just picture this, okay? And this is a history, okay? He has a history of dropping grenades and flashbangs on the people that he loves? Question mark? Because if you remember, February 14th, I think it's Valentine's Day. Correct me if I'm wrong. He flashbanged his girlfriend. Like literally flashbang. Not a sexual term here. Okay, no, he threw a flashbang next to the head of his girlfriend while she was asleep. All right. And then fast forward to July, middle of July now, he is pepper ball grenading his parents after threatening suicide. Now, what is a pepper ball grenade? What exactly does it do? Is it like bear spray or pepper spray, but just in grenade form? So it just like gets everyone in a certain radius?
I have no idea. I don't know where this guy keeps getting grenades from, but like part of me finds it funny, and I think this guy sounds like he'd be pretty cool to hang out with. He knows how to party for sure.
He might be very fun to hang out with. Well, let me grab.
That's like Department of Corrections or riot control gear. Like that's serious shit.
Well, let's see. So here we have a short from SHOT Show Range Day. Pepper Ball, the Pepper Ball Burst.
Go. This is the Pepper Ball Burst. The Pepper Ball Burst was designed to accomplish two things. Give an audio loud report as a distraction device up to 130 decibels. It also deploys a cloud of toggle. We have different variations. Of course, we have a inert one for training. We have one that's just sound, just the decibel coming out. And then we have two levels of Live Agent, Live and Live Max, our most powerful.
White people don't season their family, dude.
That's true.
Dad, I'm going to kill myself. Have a pepper ball grenade.
Agent.
Oh, damn it. Gosh dang it. I hate the fact that you move your mouse wheel and it goes down.
It also deploys a cloud of toggle. We have different variations. Of course, we have an inert one for training. We have one that's just sound, just the decibel coming out. And then we have two levels of Live Agent, Live and Live Max, our most powerful agent that we have. This is a non-ATF regulated device.
Oh, nice.
It's non-pyrotechnic. So there's no flame. There's nothing that's going to cause a fire or anything like that.
Wait, so I can just buy one of these? It's not regulated in any way, shape, or form? Over-the-counter pepper ball grenades, dude.
You can buy one of these and use it against your family when they're not
No.
paying,
Can I use it against an RO at a match? You know?
Could.
It's not lethal. It's not an explosive device. It's not a weapon. So just, oops,
100%.
it just went off. Sorry, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy that it just went off behind your head like that. That's wild.
That's one of the biggest benefits of this.
See, actually,
non-pyrotechnic, not
okay,
regulated by the
I'm gonna
agent
fast forward.
first. Joe, let me go deploy it. All right.
This one's for you, Mom.
I'm gonna kill myself.
It's really unimpressive, okay, but I'm sure in an enclosed space where you have to deal with the gas and the spray, I'm sure it's a little more effective than like an outside area where it's obviously very high winds. But yeah, it seems rather underwhelming. Now, just for my own curiosity's sake, how much does one of these things go for? Because if you're going to tell me like hundreds of dollars, I'm going to laugh at you because that does, even for a gag, that does not seem worth it.
Maybe worth it for your family.
With the tag in.
Pepper ball grenade. Let's see.
Randy says 50 bones.
That's it. 50 bones isn't terrible. Pepper ball, non-lethal. Here we go. Products. Decontamination? No. I want to do the opposite of decontamination. Projectiles? No. No, those are different. Gosh dang it.
Well, maybe
Pepper ball
have you
swag.
thought about the fact that maybe he was just conditioning his family so that they would be prepared for the next time, you know? Because they say with that kind of stuff, the more you're exposed to it, the less it affects you.
Mm.
So he might have just been trying to help him out, you know, get him ready
see.
for whatever might happen.
Yeah, so really it's more like preventative medicine, okay? He's trying to
Yeah.
help you out in the future,
It's,
okay?
it's actually a loving thing to do.
This
if you
is
think
this is
about
for
it.
your good. Anyways, we have the police audio recording here of the call, which is quite funny. And then we have we'll keep going. We'll keep following things up.
You confirm if the subject is going to be Yushi soon.
Yeah, working on it.
Confirming the subject last 15 minutes.
Don't worry, it'll get louder in a second.
RP is advising he set off a pepper ball grenade 15 minutes ago. He left at the time of call.
Copy.
And it is confirmed to be Yushi-san.
4.4, I'm listening.
Received.
Yep, Yushi-san set off a pepper ball grenade in his family's house while threatening to kill himself in front of his parents. Definitely some things going on there. Now, if you're not, again, familiar with him, he owns Apex Armor, which is why it's funny to think that all this stuff is going down, and he has a wacky history, which we're about to get into. John Soon owns and operates a company that sells premier body armor, plates and carriers, and helmets, vests, and other protective equipment. We only mention this because someone in an extreme risk protection order shouldn't have this much tactical gear and equipment available to them. It's very concerning. Now, I think this account is just some like Bellevue liberal account that just follows like local crime. So think, you know, a garbage liberal person like whining about stuff. Now, I think he does have, however, an extreme risk protective order on him from either his girlfriend or on somebody else that has also allegations against him, right? Which in the state of Washington basically means that you can't have access to a bunch of stuff, right? So I think that they might be like technically correct in a legal sense, but still gay and retarded. Earlier this year, John Soon, legal name Yushi Soon, began dating a woman, and within a short amount of time, he started abusing her. The victim began going to John's home early in the relationship and learned that he possessed a large amount of weapons. The first serious act of violence happened on Valentine's Day 2026. John's first assault on the victim was him throwing a flash grenade at her, which landed and went off next to her head. She had to seek medical attention. Less than a month later, the victim was staying the night at his house when John suddenly began accusing her of teasing him sexually. John then armed himself with a firearm, loaded and cocked the gun, placed it under his chin, and pulled the trigger. It is unclear why the gun didn't go off, but it is clear that John did this to instill fear into the victim. This was manipulation. A week later, the victim was staying at his house when, again, he accused her of teasing him sexually, turning him on, but not having sex with him. She was going to leave his home when he stopped there. Sit the F down. He took her phone. John armed himself with a handgun, pointed it at the victim's head. He then put a round in the handgun and threatened to hurt her. She was afraid she was going to be shot. John left the room and returned with a rifle. He pointed the rifle at the victim and began asking her questions about sex. The victim was very scared. She was genuinely afraid she would be shot or injured or even killed, and had thrown a flash grenade at her head and now had two guns pointed at her, one of which was confirmed loaded based on her own observations. Under John's threat of violence, in an attempt to save her life, the victim told him that if he wanted to have sex, that's all he had to say. John proceeded to take the victim to his room and have sex with her. The Bellevue Police Department did uncover surveillance obtained in a search warrant, seized 31 firearms, arrested him on multiple charges, requested and was granted an extreme risk protection order, and asked for $500,000 of bail. Now, I don't know if you've ever been in this situation before, but women are insane. Now, I'm not trying to say that John Soon here was in the right, of course. That's not what I'm saying, Jake. But I don't know, like, if, you know, I was at your house not too long ago, if I just randomly, in the middle of the night, you know, threw a flashbang grenade at your head and it went off and you had to go to the hospital, would you invite me back?
Yeah.
Now, fast forward again. If I accuse you of teasing me with your toes, let's say, and then put a gun to my chin and pull the trigger, what about then? You coming back still?
Well, okay. This is not a perfect analogy, John, because that's just how guys are, all right?
Right.
That's just what guys do. But for a woman who is afraid, the idea of like, I can't escape. Anyway, I came over to his house another day, another night.
Oh no,
over
this happened
again.
over like 2 months.
It's just like
I feel
do
like at
not
a certain
understand.
point you're into the danger,
Yeah.
right? And maybe you're pushing his buttons and teasing him to kind of get him to do it again. And it's like, so it keeps escalating. It's like the first time is a flashbang. It's like, okay, you know, that was loud and I have a concussion now. Second time was a handgun. Third time is a rifle. This time it's pointed at you, not at himself, right? It just keeps escalating. And she's like, okay, now I'm going to call the cops. Now, okay, listen, I was into it the first 2 times, but this is just ridiculous now. You killing yourself? Chill. Point a gun at me? Like, what are you doing, bro? This is insane.
Yeah, I have issues with women that do all this kind of stuff and then
Yeah, you could have just said the first part of that sentence that you have issues with women.
Also that. This is like common though. This is not a unique thing among a few females. This is like all of them, most of them.
These 3 separate occasions, which I think each one of them is probably a crime on its own, right? So if you assault someone with a flashbang and have it go off next to their head while they're sleeping, it's probably assault with maybe not a deadly weapon, but definitely assault with intention to cause harm. And then pointing a gun at her is like, well, that's brandishing at the least, but also, maybe other things. And then the rifle and then the sex. And it's like, well, is that rape? It's like, there's lots of lines being crossed here. Okay. But anyways, it's just really funny that on their Instagram page, the last post they have is this chick, which again, I don't know if this is the chick. Okay. But the top comment is flashbang, right?
That's funny.
I don't know if this is the chick, but if it is, that's kind of funny. And obviously the fact that the top comment is a flashbang grenade, it's just, it's too good not to include. Now, this is also John Soon here, who is in downtown Bellevue, just lighting off fireworks with a rocket launcher, which is like, okay, he's using the AT4 or whatever it is as the launcher of fireworks. Like, it's kind of cool, I guess, pretty vibey. While sitting in your, what is that? Is that a McLaren?
McLaren.
Yeah, while sitting in your McLaren, it's like, okay, John Soon is associated with the owner of the company Pantel Tactical, which sounds Indian. That might explain why he has access to grenades after the search warrant and seizure of his weapons. Because remember, he had all of his weapons and grenades and things and flashbangs seized back in February, or at least in like March, right after he did the whole rape gun pointed at the girl thing, after that incident. So he doesn't have any of this stuff. Fast forward to July, a couple weeks ago, and he's shooting off fireworks with a rocket launcher. Well, it's from his friend allegedly over at Pantel. And he's saying, yeah, they shouldn't let him out of bail. Obviously, by the way, he did make his $500,000 bond. So, he's got cash. The guy's got money. And what Apex Armor does is they drop ship. They drop ship HICOM stuff. That's all that he does. So, I mean, for him, it's obviously super lucrative. Jake, maybe we should start
an
armor business.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Promise I won't flashbang you.
Okay. 50% less rape.
Deal. Let's shake on it.
So anyways, he also has a pending charge for aiming or discharging fireworks in a reckless manner. Yeah, the lesson learned here, Mr. John Soon here, maybe he just can't see very well, and we'll get to his driving habits in just a moment, but he's just pointing things where they shouldn't be, okay? Whether it's pistols, rifles, rocket launchers, fireworks, whatever it might be. Just doing all sorts of things wrong. Now, for the last charge where he was, shooting fireworks where he shouldn't have, let's say, he only got $1,000 bond, got out right away. If you look into his history, he made some comments. Now, he was kind of bullied into it a little bit, so I kind of feel bad as a young man getting bullied in school, right? I can kind of empathize with him a little bit in that respect. John Soon, aka Yushi-san, has been surrounded by scandal since he was a minor. For context, the scandal is that his high school peers intentionally voted him as homecoming king to bully him. He played hooky, went home, and took a selfie with the airsoft gun and homecoming sash and posted it online with a threatening caption. So he's like, okay, you guys are going to bully me. I'm going to go to Facebook. This is like 12 years ago or something like that. And I'm going to post my airsoft gun and write a threatening message to all my homies at school, which you could see why that's a bit of a sensitive topic. Probably don't do that. Congratulations, you get expelled like 2 weeks before school ends. Waste of time. Now, 2 days ago, the story just keeps getting wackier and wackier because, again, John Yushi-sun, whatever you want to call him, in Bellevue, decided to wreck one of his Porsches. Driving insane. So that's him. And that's one of his Porsche GT3 RS, I want to say, which is a wonderful car, $250,000 car. Beautiful. And, just incredibly lucky to walk away from that. Destroyed a tree, flipped his car. Yikes.
Well, I would say that he's spiraling and these kinds of things happen. I don't know, man. He's just living his life. He's living his life. He's enjoying it.
He's enjoying it a little too much, okay? And he's doing it off the backs of
69
of people that are buying armor. And that's the thing, like, I don't know, Jake and Richard, like, do you guys know anyone who buys like a lot of armor? Like, it seems to me one of those things you buy once and you kind of forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have a couple of sets, but I don't like think about it or look into it. I'm not buying new stuff. I'm not interested in that.
John, do you drive a McLaren?
Well, you're right that I do not, in fact, own a McLaren. I do own a 2017 Chevy Equinox, though.
Talk to me.
I was a salvage title. Does that count? Is that like almost as cool?
Well, his has a salvage title now too.
Yeah. His girlfriend too, by the way.
I can't get over the comedy and the whimsy involved in the fact that his like weapon of choice is flash grenades and pepper spray grenades. Like, it's just such a strange thing. It's like pocket sand, It's just goofy. It's funny.
He's quirky. The jonkler, he's not trying to kill you. He's just trying to be really, really annoying.
Yeah.
Like, he'll almost kill you, but not quite, So it's like, that's why women keep coming back, obviously. I mean, listen, you see this guy driving a Porsche, you'd be coming back too, Jake.
No.
No? Are you sure? Well, actually, you know what? I figure it's probably more about the money than the bad boy aspect of it for women, for certain types of women. It's like the guy drives really expensive cars, Porsches, McLarens, and whatnot, probably has a really lavish lifestyle. So yeah, he goes crazy every couple of weeks and threatens to kill himself or me. It's like, but the handbags are really nice or something. I don't know. Okay. Anyways, that is the story of Apex Armor. Does that make you guys more or less interested in their armor packages, so to speak?
Well,
Kill yourself, faggot.
It's not very nice.
Listen, it's expensive stuff. It's like high com. Some of it was like allegedly faked back in the day too, but I don't want to go back into that old drama stuff because we've talked about this guy multiple times. We talked about him when he originally flashbanged his girlfriend. And that was before the other, the more rapey side of it. Flashbanging is like fun, okay? We've all flashbanged our friends a couple of times.
It's weird.
I thought that was, I thought it meant something completely different.
What's a few flashbangs between friends?
I linked it in the side chat.
Oh, wait. Oh, no. What is this? Urban Dictionary flashbang. Oh, stop it. Stop it.
Richard,
I'm sad that I had to read that.
Richard should not have free will.
It's horrible.
Richard should not have free will. Anyways, I'm not going to say that, but it's on screen for you guys. Listen, for everybody listening on an audio platform right now, you are welcome that I have saved your soul and your eyes, okay? unbelievable, Richard, that that's the first thing you thought of.
Well, he's on Valentine's Day, so I was like, well, maybe they get freaky. I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. But what is the deal with armor companies? Because isn't there that other guy? He ran for like governor in like Montana or something. He owned an armor company. And he was crazy.
Hoplite.
Yeah,
Hoplite's not crazy.
he's just a little. He's extreme.
Yeah. I mean, he might be crazy. Some of the, I don't know. It's just like one of those things. It's like 3D printers. It's like, you're not crazy. And then you like look at them for a second and you're like, maybe.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
He's a fun kind of crazy, you know, just like
I
throwing
think
flash
I've caught
grenades
the
at people.
Hoplite like once or twice in the past, and he's always like seemed nice, you know, but it's just some people are a little more extreme. Yeah. Good way of putting it. Extreme person.
Very
Now,
cool.
speaking of they, them, extreme persons, we've got to talk about Geisley and Geisley's failures, guys. And this breaks my little cynical heart here because you all know that I love Bendy Bill. No, Bendy. There's probably a better way to phrase this. You know that I love Bendy Bill, okay? Don't ask him how he got that name. However, Geisley's Super Duty Lemon failed the first RMA, returned more broken, and now customer service is ghosting me. Video proof inside. A dark day for all of the Geisley fanboys out in the chat, namely me. Me, most affected. Focus Strip most affected because this guy's Super Duty goes down. Now, I will say, though, there's a couple of interesting points here that I just want you guys to pay attention to. And maybe this Geisley L, this Geisley fail is actually a Geisley W, as we'll pay attention to in just a moment. So I bought a factory built all Geisley Super Duty pistol in 2024 directly from their website. Within the first year, it started short stroking and I sent it in under warranty. And Geisley Gunsmith explicitly confirmed that it had a gas key leak. They claimed to fix it and send it back. Now, a leaky gas key is crazy because the way that they're torqued down, usually they have some sort of gasket sealer on the inside. Like, if your gas key is leaking, it's either machined so poorly or just not torqued down at all. Like, maybe that's possible. Maybe it loosened up somehow. Maybe the staking wasn't good enough on that one specifically. Like, a gas key leak seems strange. I've seen leaky gas blocks where the gas blocks are not machined properly or the fitment isn't good enough, or gas tubes. But as far as I'm aware, I don't think I've actually seen a leaky gas key that hadn't also come loose and or got broken. Now, keep in mind,
one time the buffer, the actual material on the end of the buffer had disintegrated a little bit, and the gas key was actually striking the rear of the, or where the two pieces come together at the clamshell.
Yeah. Okay, so gas key leak. Now keep in mind this is in 2024. Due to an intense work schedule, I couldn't get back to the range until recently. When I finally took it out, it was completely broken and is severely starved of gas, resulting in constant failures to feed, failures to battery, and failures to lock back on an empty magazine. Their factory repair, quote unquote, completely ruined the upper. Now, keep in mind that the timeline here is really long. So, Super Duty pistol, 2024 buys. A year later, it starts having issues. And then a year from then, after getting it back now, of course, now it is not working. So he hasn't shot it in basically a year due to an intense work schedule, which again shouldn't have any sort of deleterious effect on the rifle itself or the pistol itself. So I'm curious what sort of ammunition he was using or what sort of problem, because I would imagine that Geisley or any reputable company should actually test their uppers and rifles before they ship them out to know that they're getting enough gas. That would make sense to me, but apparently not. So the control test. Customer service explicitly demanded that I provide video proof of my rifle malfunctioning alongside a video of a separate carrier functioning in it before they would even consider a replacement. I jumped through their hoops, did their field testing for them, and they still went silent. So the Geisley upper completely chokes and fails to function as a semi-automatic. We swapped in a separate known good BCG, and the short stroking continued identically, proving that gas starvation is a systemic defect in the upper receiver barrel assembly itself. I mean, it can only be 2 or 3 other places. It's either gas port is not drilled properly, the gas block or the gas tube. Right? There's only so many places that the problem could actually be. We loaded the exact same ammunition and magazines into my friend's budget $600 PSA rifle, and it ate everything flawlessly with 0 issues. Now, I am curious, just for my own, personal intuition here, if he's using some like uber cheap Rayman ammo that will like only cycle in something with a hogged out gas port, and then he's complaining that the Geisley is gassed for like normal pressure ammo, even if it's just 223. Not some super weak Rayman ammo or something like that. So I am slightly cynical here that the Super Duty is not running and the PSA is, even with a different BCG, because again, that would mean that the gas block or tube is somehow improperly installed. And I'm imagining that that Geisley did test it the first time they sent it back to him. And so there's always a possibility here that the customer is not only wrong, but also retarded. And as we'll get into, there is another factor here that comes into play that is very important. So the customer service runaround, I reached out to Geisley with 7 range videos proving the defect. Representative Tim told me that upper management would raise an eyebrow at a full replacement and tried to pressure me into sending it back for a second repair attempt so that they can tinker with it again. I firmly refused another patchwork repair on a premium $2,000 duty rifle that has already failed twice. I demanded a brand new replacement upper group, and Geisley has completely stopped replying to my emails since Tuesday. Now, I'm also a little conflicted about that because he's essentially demanding a second rifle for free, when I think that their warranty probably just covers fixing one rifle, right? And I get that it's annoying to have to send your gun back, but I mean, unless the thing was like literally falling apart, I don't know. I don't know of a lot of companies that would just straight up send you a brand new identical free rifle and let you end up with 2 rifles, right? Even if it was like, hey, send us back your rifle and we'll send you a completely different new one, like that would be fine. But to just keep both completely new rifles, or in this case, one new rifle and the rifle that you've had for 2 years and only shot twice, right? That's more extreme. Started the second ticket email June 16th. Guys, it is completely unacceptable that Geisley readily replaces entire upper receiver groups for dudes who complain about minor cosmetic scratches or blow up their guns with the wrong ammo, yet they treat a paying female customer like an unpaid quality control tester for their own factory engineering defects. So somebody said it in chat, okay? Was it Chimp or Foyd? Do you have your answer? Now, if you look at the videos, I can't show you the videos. She either has someone else shooting it, or this female is not particularly female. As if you open these videos, maybe I'll click on the video just because. Now, maybe she has someone else shooting the gun, but this person does not look particularly female to me. Could be that this is like the husband or the boyfriend, but if a female, I have to press X to doubt there. I'm just not sure at how female you actually are. Now, I use PMags. Ammo used for their control test is very different, is the very same they admitted to use for their test fires. PMC X-Tac 55 grain, which is actually good ammo. It did not matter. I have tried Green Tip 66 grain from Winchester and PMC, same results. As my brother pointed out to me, Geisley builds weapons meant for duty and self-defense. If I had been forced to rely on this rifle in a life or death personal defense situation or an urgent hunting scenario. What's an urgent hunting scenario, Jake?
I don't know.
There was somebody walking outside my room and I was like, wow, they look quite tasty. This is an urgent hunting scenario.
Getting startled at camp by a bear.
So
that's the only thing I can think.
I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt here and say that that's her brother.
Yeah, I would. I think that's
based on
plausible.
the context. But also in that case, I don't blame Geisley for doing what they're doing, because women are unbearable to talk to, especially when they're upset.
It's kind of like women with cars, right? And it's like, oh, when's the last time you changed the oil? And they give you that like Boyd stare. And they're like, change the what? Like, oh, okay, yeah. Can you take a look at my car? It's making noise.
Yeah.
Oh, have you checked the oil? How do I do that? What?
I guarantee you, if her brother was to handle all this, it probably would have been resolved already. But it sounds to me like she's making it, if it's a she's making it a lot harder than it needs to be.
Yeah,
no,
I
no
mean,
innuendo implied there.
well, I get it. Like if you spent a couple grand on a rifle and it's not working, you have the full right to complain all you want. I think that's totally fine. But I'm just a little skeptical. CAC Industry actually responded here. OP, we can run diagnostics if you want. So that's nice of CAC Industry to step up. It's good marketing for them. You're on Reddit, you're trying to get some updates. Just go ahead and say, oh yeah, hey, we'll try and take care of this for you. It's fine. I mean, honestly, I would do the same thing just because I'm curious if you're retarded or Geisley's retarded, because it's pretty easy to find the fix. It's like you swap the gas block, and if it goes away, it's okay. Well, hey, guess what? It was the gas block.
I'm sorry to hear that CAC Industries has been blocked by Bill Geisley. That's truly unfortunate.
Well, no, that's LaRue who blocks everyone. That's not Bendy Bill. He might. I don't even know if he's online that much. Now this is the OP says, thank you so much for reaching out and your generous offer. I really appreciate it. CAC makes incredible top tier gear and your reputation speaks for itself. Now that is just the opposite of true. And I like CAC. I use a lot of CAC products, but CAC and top tier and reputation don't always go in the same sentence. So as somebody who's probably bought like somewhere between $25,000 and $50,000 worth of CAC products, I've gotten some defects every now and again, okay? And certain product lines have chronic defects, okay? And some of my videos that I've done on their products have not gone particularly well, okay? And I like CAC. They help me out. I help them out. I buy a lot of their stuff, but there's certain products that have problems, okay?
Like
Legendary, if she let you... Sorry, go ahead.
It's like buying produce from the grocery store, Sometimes you get an avocado and you cut it open and it's just black inside. Just kind of is what it is.
Is that bad?
Yeah. They're supposed to be green. They're supposed to be green, John.
Legendary, if she let you fix it and reposted it. This makes me want to buy more stuff from you guys. So that's the thing. Like if you're a company and you just offer to fix somebody else's mistake, you're going to get a lot of Reddit updates and you're going to get like goodwill for doing literally nothing. So pro tip to all of the companies out there, if you want to get goodwill, just offer to fix people's like bad components from other companies and never do it. Don't actually do it. Just offer to do it and you'll get so much goodwill.
Yeah.
Huh. No, I'm not going to adopt you. You're probably black. I am with you on basically everything. They're a fault replacement, but don't play the whole, if I've been forced to rely on this rifle, blah, blah, blah. 2K rifle, gunfight, 3 PSAs for the same price. Lol. That's true. You could have 12 PSAs for the price of one Mark 1.
That's true.
Remember, switching to your second and third PSA is faster than reloading.
It's true.
So yeah, now this is interesting for the timeline, right? So you bought this thing in 2024 and you say within the first year you had issues, you haven't been able to test this until now, question mark. I don't think being a quote unquote female has anything to do with this. Odd thing to point out, but cool. Yeah, it is strange.
I think being a female has everything to do with this, actually. If it is in fact a female.
Yeah, I mean, listen. If Geisley doesn't fix it, or if it is an actual Geisley issue, that is a Geisley L, of course. But there's also a alternative hypothesis that is just as plausible in my mind, that this is just a Foyd L. I think that those two things are very possible. That's right. Mode push, Bear Creek Arsenal greater than Geisley.
Or a Troon L.
A Troon L.
Also possible.
No, Conrad, I did not go over Desert Tech's new YouTube video. I guess we could just for fun, just because they make so many wacky claims in that video. Do you guys want to take a look at Desert Tech, which happens to be a Mormon, part of a Mormon cult? Although I saw Leafy Guy in chat earlier, so I don't know if he has a relationship with Desert Tech and he wants to defend their honor, so to speak.
See, no, sure, yes, no, sure, nah, no.
No, Mountain Dew. What happened? They just put out a video. It was just silly, They give you a bunch of numbers that mean absolutely nothing. It's like if I told you my rifle was 88% more shootable, or had a greater shootability and had X amount this and X amount that. It's just a little silly, okay? It's just a little wacky. That's all.
It's just news fest.
But we're not even going to be able to watch the video
I know
So I
I'd
feel
have
like
to
it's just
edit the
gonna be a-
video,
It's just
and
going to be a waste of time.
yeah, it is. They just quote a bunch of random numbers in the video. Well, actually, here I'll try and find like the one section where they start just quoting a bunch of dumb numbers. Let me see. It's got to be somewhere in the middle of the video.
14% less failures, 88% more accurate.
Here we go.
More than the Wolverine. Second, our rifles have 60% greater mobility. Our rifles are
What
a
does
foot
that mean?
shorter and fit
60% greater mobility. They have
This
something
is
like.
not. This
Here we
isn't
go.
Call of Duty. This isn't Battlefield.
I know, right? Yeah.
First, our rifles provide up to 55% greater shootability. Our
Mm-hmm. Whatever that means. They go through like the recoil balance, 60% greater mobility. Keep
10% reload speed.
Whoa, okay,
boost.
this is crazy. This is a crazy claim here.
Third, our rifles increase lethal range up to 254% because our full
Now, what is funny is that he says our rifles can increase the effective range by 254%, but the text on screen is 245. That's a little off, but that's okay. And what does that mean? I have no idea what that means, right? A 16-inch versus an 11.5, is that giving you, because like a 16-inch Wolverine is probably about the same size as an 11.5 or a 10.5. So are you getting 250% more effective range by getting an extra 5.5 inches of barrel? No, you're not. That's just insane. Few science grade numbers, true. Again, it's like whatever you say, bro. I don't think we need the numbers, though. You just need to make products that don't suck and don't cost a gajillion dollars.
Your next video, your next review video, you need to start using these numbers to quantify how shootable a gun is.
It's true.
And mess it up on purpose.
This is 65% higher shootability rating than a Glock 19.
It's true. Just keep changing the numbers too. Like every time I reference a number, it's a different number. All right. Well, before we get to you guys' super chats real fast, let's check in on Decatur, Illinois, and their police department, who authorized this video to be filmed. Sorry, what's that?
What did you say?
What did I say?
Say the city again.
No, I'm not going to. I don't even know which word you're referring to, so don't worry about it.
Decatur?
Is it Decatur? Decatur? Decatur?
It's Decatur.
I pronounce that Decatur. Whatever, dude.
It is Decatur.
Why are you guys bullying me? I was homeschooled. Damn, Decatur. I don't.
Is it Decatur or is it a different city? I can't read.
No,
it,
you're
so
right.
on my screen.
You're right. It's Decatur.
Whatever.
Yeah,
dude.
it's Decatur.
Anyways, guys, you too could be a police officer in the wonderful town of Decatur, Illinois. Okay, it's not a problem. Don't worry about it.
Oh my goodness.
True or false? You must be an expert marksman to earn a badge. I would say that's false. Just goes on to how you are as a person.
Right.
Everyone has an equal opportunity through the hiring process, and who you are shines out in the end.
When it comes to marksmanship, we do have a standard, but by no means is it an elite marksmanship standard.
I'm telling you, is it hard to be a police officer here? No. Yeah, we have a standard, but it's by no means elite. And remember, this is their advertisement. This, to me, seems like a satirical ad that like Haley Strategic would make, or Strategic Haley would make, right? Where he's making fun of a company or he's making fun of someone. And he's like, yeah, we have a standard, but it's pretty low.
This is literally what I tell people when they pull out the line of, oh, this person's a cop. They obviously shoot guns a lot. This is literally what I tell them.
Like,
And it's
no,
true.
you suck, dog. I do love just the Foyd just kind of like blank stare. Remember, okay, this Foyd has power of life and death over you, by the way.
True or false? You must be an expert marksman to earn a badge. I would say that's false. Just goes on to how you are as a person. And everyone has an equal opportunity through the hiring process, and who you are shines out in the end.
When it comes to marksmanship, we do have a standard, but by no means is it an elite marksmanship standard. And if you're struggling a little bit, the instructors at the academy and then the instructors at the department are well versed. They'll get you right and they'll make sure that you pass. We'll put in a lot of training and you'll be all right.
But you
And make sure that you pass. Now, look at this, okay, guys? Just why in the world would they share this?
Ooh.
So 24
That's a lot of
shots
sixes.
in 40. Well, just look at the time. In 45 seconds, you took 24 shots, which is almost 2 seconds per shot. By the way, you missed half of them.
Yeah, that's rough.
16 hits, 8 misses.
It's not quite half, but
Well, half of the hits would be 8. So in the way that I phrased it, I think it was technically correct.
whatever you said, just like Decatur or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about your pronunciation. Don't worry about it.
Half of 24 is 8. Decatur. I get it. I get it.
You by no means had to have the perfect shooting score. As long as you're able to.
Oh, also, the old man here, I know I have to blur it out for YouTube, but the old man here is still closing one eye to shoot a red dot. He's like, and he's the instructor. He's like, now listen, guys, this is how you miss 1/3 of your shots, Jake.
Shoot and qualify with your firearm, you're fine.
When it comes to dealing with firearms, the department is open and teaches everyone as they go through the process.
Where do I get one of those red vests? Because that's pretty fly.
You need one. Again, this is their marketing. Apply now. It's like, hey, you have no skills and are mentally and physically handicapped. Don't worry. Our instructors will pass you no matter what. Apply now. Join DecaturPD.com. I don't know. Maybe they need help. I wonder if they play well. I wonder if they pay well. I'm sure they play well. Jailgonis 0.001 hit factor. Actually, no, that was a 0 hit factor. Because misses, yeah, even if it was all alphas, 16 alphas and 8 mics is 0 hit factor. It is 0. You have 0 points on the board. Congratulations, you might have well. John, please do a Decatur. I'm just gonna keep pronouncing it differently. Decatur qual video. Now I'm curious if I just Google PD qualification.
Bucky's getting it.
What's
a
up?
Cat turd.
Bucky emailed them to get their qualifications.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I have that here actually, because I think I did drop that. Yeah. So Bucky was like, "Hey, can I check out your qualifications here? I have recently come across your recruiting campaign for the Decatur, Illinois Police Department, and about marksmanship expectations and standards for patrol officers. While it does mention standards for marksmanship, it didn't specify what it is. Qualification standards, distances, target use, scoring criteria, etc. Could you please clarify what marksmanship standards your department has?" So just looking it up, they actually do have some qualifications for license, firearms, ORD. Yeah, but that's Illinois State. That's not actually Decatur by itself.
Well, the state will have a standard usually, and most of the departments are going to adhere to it.
Use the
at least
state.
as far as I know.
Well, let's see then.
Unless it's a standard for like the state police. I'm not sure how that works. We got some cops in the chat, I'm sure.
All right. So you have to get a minimum score of 23 out of 30 hits to pass the course. So you can miss 7 out of 30 shots. But it's not telling me exactly what it is. Let's see. I don't think it's very... It's really confusing what the actual standards are, but failure is anything lower than 23 out of 30, which is pretty pathetic. Pretty pathetic. If I had the qualification, I would do a video on that. That's quite funny. Okay, but let's get to your guys' support, and then we'll get into my favorite part of the stream, which is rage bait and just crazy people doing wacky things, and maybe some hot takes. Okay, because I think that there was a controversial police shooting that I actually don't think was particularly controversial. I think was actually a very good shoot, and not just because of my racially motivated bias here. I think it was actually just a good shoot based upon the information the cops had at the time. All right. Oh,
was
Jarrett
it
on
this one?
Rumble says, sorry, what?
Was it this one?
I'm a pregnant woman. Taser.
No, but that was also a good shoot. Jarrett for 2 says, she flashed on my bang until I eat. True. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Over on Ko-Fi, thank you guys for not giving money to Indians. Polly B for $20 says, John, please pronounce Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. No cheating. Congrats on the $10,000 for the big guy. No Iranian ever called me a goy. Give me a pregnant taser, please. Well, not only are you going to get a pregnant taser, but you're also going to get a vagina.
I am a pregnant woman. Taser.
See, I knew that it was Coeur d'Alene. So listen, if I didn't know that it was Coeur d'Alene ahead of time, I would have been like murdered, okay, on stream with that pronunciation. Thank you, Paulie B. Appreciate that. Geonosian for 3 says, need a decent rifle scope for a Savage 308 hunting rifle. Looking at primary arm stuff or something off Hack Swap. Well, I think the Vortex Venom 3 to 15 is a really good deal if you can find one for like under 400. Very good price. The Primary Arms SLX series, also pretty good with the big reticle selection. So either one of those, good way to go. Thank you, Geonosian. Appreciate that. Tanker Hines for 3 on Ko-Fi says, went shooting yesterday, got my bar working and shot my M1 carbine for the first time and celebrated with McDonald's nuggets. I'm so joy-pilled right now. I'm over here hope maxing. I'm joyous AF right now. I'm over here hope maxing, joyous AF. I'm rubbing hope all over my joy right now. Well, that is very nice to hear. I'm glad you had a wholesome time with your bar, with your M1, and with your chicken nuggets. Okay, I think that's a very wholesome story that we can all hope to attain to someday. Now, don't rub your hope out too hard, though. Quiet Mumbles over on Ko-Fi for 3 says, thought Rare Greed couldn't put an FRT in a pistol for the settlement. Ooh, interesting. Although I think, are the Titman's rifles? I'm not sure.
Are, but what about the B&Ts?
Oh, good point. Maybe they're violating their agreement. Maybe the ATF, dude, how funny would that be? The Rare Breed like violates their agreement with the the ATF, sorry. I get my acronyms mixed up. And then the ATF just goes after everyone again. And they start the whole litigation process over again. But with everybody. Subarctic Noticer over on Ko-Fi says, did 82 hours last week. Whoo, that prevailing wage fringe pay hitting like a Bolivian marching powder. Just kidding, kids. Trying to put Fent in our uppers, so keep your nose clean. Christ is king. John, can I get a Lord's Prayer for all of us retarded sinners? Well, I don't actually do public prayers. I think that's very silly to do. Okay, if you're talking about the Our Father prayer, Jake, do you know the Our Father prayer off the top of your head? Can you do it off the dome?
I know the beginning of it.
Okay.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and I don't remember the rest of it.
Yeah, forgive us our debts.
Forgive us our
debts as we forgive those.
Yes.
As we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but keep us free. Keep us safe from the evil one. For yours is the power, kingdom, and glory forever and ever. Amen. I want to say.
I think so.
I think so. But thank you for that. I appreciate that.
I'm not Catholic, so I don't have that memorized. Sorry, guys. I should have.
It's a great prayer. You should say that anyways.
It's fantastic.
Say it every day. All right. And over on YouTube, finally getting to you guys. Apologies. Handsome Horse for $20 says it's Big Toe Money Monday. Free Dugan. Christ is King. Christ is the King. And thank you very much for the $20. You handsome, dare I say sexy horse.
This is a song of the summer shit. You know it's funny. Walk on stage with no shoes on. All I need is feet, boy, I'm too gone. Hey, take money, big toe money. This is a song of the summer shit. You know it's funny. Walk on stage with no shoes on. All I need is feet, boy, I'm too gone. My feet feel good, your feet where they should. Y'all just sitting in the grass with a cigarette. Take money, big toe money. That's a bigger check. Walking in, everybody's.
Thank you, Handsome Horse. Grizzly Bear for 5 says, what beats a handsome horse? You can ask Logan about him beating off a horse. A handsome moose who eats both? Me, says the Grizzly Bear. Very excited to eat that horse hussy. Amorite Boy for 2 says, late and Broadway play leading man coded. Wow. Ouch. That is actually a really good insult. It's like, oh, you look like you could play a lead on a Broadway play, bro. Thank you, Amorite Boy. Subarctic Psycho for 5 says, Jonathan Campbell has 32 teeth. Jonathan Campbell has 31 teeth. Jonathan Campbell has 30 teeth, now 29, 28, 27. Well, actually, how do you know how many I started with? You're just assuming I got anything in the back at all, bro. Had him taken out. Just ask Jake. Thank you, Subarctic Psycho.
Why would I know that?
I don't know why you would know that, Jake. It's really weird that you have that information memorized. Zanico for 5 says, did you see GT and I fighting on X? Fighting over X's? There's a lot of X's. You got to be more specific when you're talking about GT. He needs Christ, and I hope Richard is feeling better. Yeah, Richard, how is your pneumonia going?
It's still pretty rough. I'm still recovering. It's gonna be probably another 6 or 7 days. Funny number.
How was it like? Because I obviously always attribute pneumonia to like really cold weather, but you're like sweating in 100-degree weather, and you have like, yeah, I have pneumonia.
Oh, and then I had to deal with the smoke from the wildfires. It was
yeah. On top of it, that sucks.
Yeah,
Wombo
it was
combo right there.
the worst case I've ever had.
Thank you, Zandico. I appreciate that. Vandalay for 2 says, sea shanty boys were feasting tonight. Thank you, Art Vandalay. Appreciate you, good sir. Media source for member for 8 months says, I just got here, but fake and late. No, I was on time. Leafy Guy for 2 in chat says, wife and kids out of town. Let me join stream. Well, hey, if you want to join stream, that's fine. Where are you at? Are you still here? Sorry, my apologies. Send me a DM so I can send it to you.
Is this the Mormon guy?
This is the Mormon guy. He also runs the fast matches out in Utah, I want to say. So I have a 6 arc rifle, guys with GFR. I could go run a fast match with 6 arc. That could be fun. Thank you, Leafy Guy. Appreciate that. What up?
I don't see him.
I know he wasn't chat a little while ago, but he might have left. Sorry about that. I should have read that ahead of time. CM Scar, member for 3 months, says, finally able to catch the live stream. Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Member for 3 months. Hope you're having a good night. Boogie Down Syndrome, member for 6 months, says, wondering what Giselle did to be on the cover pick. Well, not much, actually. We're not entirely sure. It's just Redditards being Redditards. Could also be very Floyd-coded. Amorite Boy for 2 says, Royal None Such Nightmare Fuel, real YouTube OGs know.
Yes. Royal Nonesuch is an OG way back in the day.
What is that? I don't even think I remember.
He used to make Slamfire pipe shotguns on YouTube.
Oh.
Okay, so you know the gun that blew up on Kentucky Ballistics?
Yes.
That's the RN50. That's the Royal Nonesuch 50.
It was made by Mark Serbu.
It is, but
he called it the RN50. That's funny.
It was designed with Royal Nonesuch.
All right. Zanico for 2 says, Jake, you look very nice tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Ooh, are these actually coming through on StreamYards finally? Underwater basket weaving for 440 gems says, Unk alert. More like, where did I put it? Here it is. Thank you. Thank you, Underwater basket weaving. I blow out Jake's headphones. Thank you. Dillweed for 5 says, John's Walt Disney maxing. Now find Henry Ford and tell me your opinion on the moves and write a book about it. Well, listen, all you need to do is put the most powerful and richest 50 moves together in a room, cordon them off, and all wars will cease. Okay, that's what I've been told. Thank you, Dillweed. Appreciate that. Atramentar for 5 says, a haiku for Big Toe Money Mondays. Jake Toes make bank. Every step earns dividends. Crocs hide the profits.
I don't have any Crocs.
You should. It's a shame. Those toes deserve Crocs. Okay, go take the money that you earn from showing them off. And are Crocs, because they have holes in them, are those like lingerie for toes? Because it doesn't fully expose them like sandals would. Like sandals is straight up being a whore, right? But are Crocs like lingerie for toes?
A Leafy guy is here.
He's not
I'm gonna
in
cut you off.
StreamYards.
Nope, but he sent you a message.
Oh, did he? Okay, I can send him the.
Why are people saying it's a dirty lie? I have no Crocs. I've
There he
never
is. I
had
found it.
Crocs in my life.
Why not?
Because
Thank you, Atramentar. Appreciate that. Leafy Guy for another 2 says, if anything, let me in to clarify one thing, Redoubt. Well, Redoubt's tomorrow night, and I won't be on it. But thank you, Leafy Guy. Central Sands Defense for 5 says, do not rage bait me. Well, don't worry. We've got even more rage bait to go over, Ben, and I think you're going to like it. Actually, Ben, if you're free, why don't you come on and discuss a cop shooting here in just a minute? Thank you, Ben. Carver for 2 says, John, please do a Decatur qual video. Maybe, if I can actually find it.
John can actually pronounce the name of the city, right?
Don't worry about it. Lightsport for 5 says, can attest LE instructors in general aren't the brightest. They made me one, but that should speak for itself. Well, hey, at least you're being honest, bro. Thank you, Lightsport. Polly B for 5 says, most police departments, lying, were highly trained professionals. Decatur PD, truthful, suppressive fire. It's like, yeah, our standards are by no means elite. True or false, do you guys have to be good at marksmanship? I would say false. Thank you, Polly B.
It's
Appreciate
not
that.
wrong though. That's the thing.
No, they're being true.
Brutally
being
honest.
Truthful. Leafy, how's it going, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing
here.
good. How's your night been?
Good. Just, wife and kids out of town, so I was playing with night vision and dry firing. So,
Based, as
bachelor
everyone in the
stuff.
chat should be doing right now. Unless you don't
Yeah, I
have
was gonna
night vision,
say-
in which case, yeah.
Oh, you can handle night vision in the live stream though, yeah?
Yeah, you can do that. That's not a problem.
That's what I thought. I was gonna say I'll make sure and not handle the rifle. Can I show it? It's like
Yeah, you
right
can
over my shoulder.
Yeah, as long as you're
It's,
not physically touching it, I think it's perfectly fine.
Oh, nice. I was dry firing my Spark gamer rig.
Mhm.
Because it's a gamer rig. It's like USPSA bros. When you get into it too much, you nerd out on the gear as much as you do on doing well. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, that is part of the fun, though. Is
It really-
building a
oh,
rifle,
dude, it's-
building a setup to do the thing and do the thing well. Just how it goes.
Yeah, for sure. Every time I'll put the rig together and I'll think, all right, this is it, I'm done. And then all of a sudden I'll find a good deal on something. It's like, now I got to rebuild the whole thing.
Right. Lightsport for 2 says, that's all it takes to join, just super chatting? Well,
Whoa,
no,
whoa, whoa.
we had Leafy on before, and he
Super
got
chatting-
dogpiled by everyone.
Yeah.
So I feel bad. And also, he's a nice guy. I know people that know him, and I don't have any problem with him. Thank you, Lightsport. Appreciate that. Atramentar, now everybody's just super chatting Bible verse, says Lamentations 3:22-24 says, because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. I say to myself, the Lord is my portion. Therefore, I will wait for him. Thank you, Atramentar. Very true. Very based. And then Atramentar again for 2 says Galatians 1:8, which is, I believe, directed at Leafy. But even if we or an angel from heaven should preach a gospel other than the one we preach to you, let them be under God's curse. And then follows up with Acts 2:38 for the Mormon in the chat. Peter replied, repent and be baptized, every one of you, in the name of Jesus Christ for the forgiveness of your sins, and you will receive the gift of the Holy Spirit. Your response to getting attacked viciously by the chat. Leafy.
Well, first I'll say that every member of the Church of Jesus Christ gets baptized in the name of Jesus Christ. That's actually what it takes to become a member, is getting baptized in the name of Jesus Christ. So, yeah, been baptized. But I will say real quick, you did mention Desert Tech being Mormon. They're not Mormon. They're polygamists, which I can see how you can mix the two up.
They're an offshoot, though, technically speaking, right? Even though they're not necessarily under the main banner of like LDS.
Are they
right?
FLDS?
Because
They're not even FLDS. They belong to like a dude. It's like such a, you know how you were mentioning autists and augs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so imagine 3D printing autist og enjoyers being an offshoot of the Mormon religion, and that's what they belong to. The name of their religion is literally the Order.
I was about to say that, okay, because there was a trafficking case like 12 years ago now involving some women, and it involved some of the higher up members of the quote unquote the Order, which the owner is a part of, and I believe his brother was the main subject of that investigation like 12 years ago at this point in time. So they're
Okay.
affiliated
Yeah,
with a lot of the
probably.
big law
So-
firms and some politicians in the area. It's very on the nose. Okay. If you want to be part of a secretive, criminal enterprise, naming yourselves the Order is a little too upfront, in my opinion.
Yeah,
isn't that the
little on the
guy?
nose.
Isn't that the guy who ran that got arrested and had like 73 wives? in
He
jail
is a
currently.
polygamist. He could be in jail. I don't know that detail. I do know he is in fact a polygamist. So he has
And a pedophile as well.
Yeah, well, usually those go hand in hand, unfortunately for them.
Interesting.
All right. Last one for now. Amorite Boy for 2 says, my wife says the Crocs thing is correct. Okay, Jake. We're
What
going to need to
Crocs
get you
thing?
some feet lingerie, okay?
What Crocs thing? All right, boy. Be more specific.
You know what he's talking about.
I don't know
worry
what he's
about it.
talking about.
Okay, well, now we get to get into rage bait a little bit, although this just seems like going to be par for the course moving on now. Okay, so literally every week we find a new example, and that is going to be of flock camera abuse. It's obvious. Of course it's going to happen. It just makes sense. This is DeKalb County Sheriff. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong as well. Okay, I don't care. DeKalb County Sheriff's Office, Sergeant
What state is this?
Kabiru, Florida,
Okay. I
Atlanta.
don't know. There's a
So no, Georgia. My apologies.
in
Anyways.
Missouri, the county that's called DeKalb, it's called DeKalb County. So
Mhm.
I don't know if it's pronounced the same there or not, but
DeKalb, yeah, for sure.
DeKalb.
DeKalb, yeah.
But you're wrong. It's fine. You can be wrong. It's
No, but
okay.
it's just DeKalb though. Right. We agree on that. We're on the same page there, Jake.
okay. Whatever you say.
DeKalb County Sheriff's Office Sergeant Kabiru Salawu was arrested last night after it found out that he was illegally using the Flock Camera AI software to track the movements of Americans he personally knew without any law enforcement reason. As I say every day when I share stories of quote unquote law enforcement officers violating the basic civil rights of Americans via these unconstitutional systems, these are just the armed agents of the state that get caught because someone looked. People are only now starting to look. Submit FOIA or whatever your state version is, request into your local flock system, contract holders accordingly. And this is the terrifying thing about it, is that you are giving this information away to literally anyone who has access to the system. So imagine, Jake, this guy tracking you down and following you, all of your whereabouts, wherever you go, because like, I don't know, maybe you upset him one day. Maybe you said something online that he didn't like. Maybe you filed a complaint against him. And these types of people just have access to follow you, find out where you live, find out where you spend your days, find out who comes and goes from your house. All of this terrifying information that these people can use against you at like their discretion, basically, right? Obviously, that should not be in a just society.
So, John, do you follow S2 Underground?
I see a lot of his stuff. I don't watch all of his videos.
You should watch his video from over the weekend talking about Flock. He goes into autistic detail as to why you should be upset with Flock and why you should be radicalized against them. Little story time. I watched that video with my kids in the car over the weekend, and it has already become a game in our family to point out the Flock cameras so that we can know where they are now. My wife and kids are on a road trip right now, and she was like, why do the kids keep yelling Flock, Flock, Flock? It's because they have already gotten good enough at spotting those pesky cameras.
I am kind of lucky that I'm in one of the states, South Dakota, that has like the least amount. I think we're in the bottom 3 for the amount of flock cameras, just because we're so like rural. Basically, there's only 2 or 3 real towns in South Dakota. But Yeah, no, if I was living in a big city or just any sort of metropolitan area, you are being tracked 24/7 and they know exactly where you are basically at all times. Right.
Yeah, and I thought Utah. Oh, sorry. I thought Utah didn't have that many, but even in like some of the rural towns where there's one highway leading in and out of town, there's now a flock camera on your way in and on your way out.
Yeah.
So even like the rural small cowboy towns of Utah have flock now. It's an invasion.
Also breaking now at 11, a former DeKalb County Sheriff's deputy in jail accused of misusing license plate data collected from flock cameras. Sergeant Kabiru Salau is charged with felony violation.
You did the same thing I did there.
She's struggling.
Kabiru Salau.
Of oath of office and misdemeanor misuse of license plate data. He was charged after an internal investigation. Salau had been with the sheriff's office for nearly 20 years. Also,
now I'm curious. It says that he's been with the sheriff's office since 2009. I wonder where he's originally from, because just my intuition here saying that like him or his parents aren't originally from here. Right, with a name like Kabiru Salawu, that is just a very very African sounding name. Okay, I'm getting Blood Diamond vibes from the name at least. All right. Well, let's go ahead and actually let me check this real fast.
I did see, or I guess I heard, on the topic of flock, I heard that there had been like 200 plus cases of officers illegally accessing the flock system to track individuals, like on their personal time. And that's just what's been reported. That's what's been caught. So seems to me like things are not going super well for the surveillance state bros.
Well, I mean, that's just the ones that have been caught. You know that's got to be the vast majority of people. And just because they get caught isn't like they're going to stop. You know, these things are only going to get more and more prevalent.
What percent do you think is actually getting caught versus?
Oh, like 5%, bro.
Who knows?
And this, I wish we had a little bit more detail on this case specifically, like if they were to say what he was using it for. Yeah, I mean that basically sums it up. Flock misuse arrest so far, and then the actual misuse. Because last week we covered one where it was basically like a cop was trying to follow around a model or an actress that he thought was cute, and so he was like driving through traffic and causing people to get off the road and whatnot so that he could track down this lady so that he could just talk to her for a couple of minutes, which is like one, massive simp energy, also two, like completely violating people's rights. All right. Let's go ahead and talk about this one, okay? Because I saw that Ben just got in the chat. How is your evening going, sir?
Good. I'm currently hiding in my truck, so when I scream loudly, when you rage bait me into something, I don't wake up the wife and kids.
Well, good, because this is going to be a complicated one, I think. So, Second Amendment activist and YouTuber. Two red flags right off the bat. Louis Antonio Johnson was shot multiple times by the Denver Police Department just minutes after he shot another man during an apparent act of self-defense in downtown Denver. The incident happened around 2 a.m. on May 3rd, 2026, near the 16th Street Mall. Civilian footage recorded by the 27-year-old man who was shot appears to show him pursuing and threatening Johnson before Johnson opened fire. Johnson then ran into the vestibule of his nearby apartment building while still holding his handgun. Officers responding to the original gunfire were directed towards him by witnesses who identified him as the shooter. Police body cam footage shows officers repeatedly ordering Johnson to drop the gun. As he turned towards them, two officers fired 9 rounds combined, striking him multiple times. Now, I am curious in this if they have a better than 2/3 hit ratio as the officers we saw in the previous training, because they said they hit him multiple times, which could be anywhere between 2 and 5, you know. Some viewers believed the weapon was pointed downwards or being lowered when the shots were fired. Both Johnson and the 27-year-old man survived. Johnson was initially charged with felony assault, but the serious charge was reportedly reduced after investigators reviewed the civilian footage and circumstances surrounding the first shooting. The Denver district attorney later determined that the officers reasonably believed Johnson posed an immediate threat and cleared them of criminal wrongdoing. The case shows how quickly a person who may have legally defended himself can still be mistaken for the aggressor when police arrive after a failed self-defense shooting. Call 911, request medical assistance, clearly describe yourself, stop handling the weapon when it is safe, keep your hands visible, and follow every command. Now, the video is a couple minutes long. Keep in mind that these police officers are currently responding to an active shooting. This guy has been running away from them, like actively running away from them, and turns around with a gun in his hand. And the two officers respond with, deadly force. Not in this case, it wasn't actually deadly because even though they shot at him 9 times, they did not actually hit him 9 times. And fortunately, none of those shots were actually fatal. Now, I saw a lot of people being upset with the police officers in this case and saying this is a clear as day, bad shoot, terrible officers. They need to be fired. They need to be, charged with attempted murder for shooting at this guy. And to me, it's like, no, based on all of the reasonable information they had, like this seems quite reasonable that they thought that this man was a threat, considering he had just shot someone else, running away from him, and then turns around towards the officers with a gun in his hands. Even if, he in his own mind is innocent, is doing the right thing, just the sequence of events leading up to this police shooting seem very justified.
Bitch. Bro, I'm not gonna blow that motherfucker. Bro, I'm not gonna blow that motherfucker. I'm not.
Now, this gentleman here that's walking backwards with the gun in his hand is what did they refer to him as? Second Amendment activist and YouTuber. Now, I have no idea who this guy is. Have any of you seen Louis Antonio Johnson?
Nope.
As a YouTuber?
Nope. Not a clue.
Yeah, and it also just seems strange that maybe it's not the wisest idea to be brandishing a firearm at someone while you're attempting to retreat. Seems like a bad idea. Like if you're trying to get away, you should just get away. And if you need to draw the handgun, you should just draw the handgun and use the handgun, right? Is that Colin Noir? No, it's not Colin Noir. No, it's not. Steve.
You sure about that?
I'm not entirely sure. Okay, I've been wrong before.
Back up, bro. Blow that motherfucker. Blow that motherfucker. Go get him, bro. Blow that motherfucker. You finna do jail, nigga. You up, Paul? I don't care. What's your name? Just go, bro. What's your name? I got your face. I got your face. You're finna do life, nigga. Just go, bro. DPD, nigga. Just go, bro. Yup.
He does shorts with his ARP. Now, you might be joking there, but you might also unironically be correct. You just never know. It's like Second Amendment advocate. What does that actually mean in 2026? No idea. You might actually be correct.
Nigga, you're finna do life. You're finna do life. You're finna do life. What's your bitch ass name? Come on, Paul. That's how I know you're a bitch. You up, Paul? You didn't even blow that bitch. You up, didn't even blow it. You up.
Now, also, I don't know if you're following somebody who has a gun out, who's brandished a gun at you, who's pointed a gun at you, and you continually tell him to shoot you, they use the phrase asking for it, but in this case, quite literally so. It seems like a very foolish endeavor to try and goad someone into shooting you as you follow them at 2:00 in the morning while, yelling and getting in their face.
What state did this happen in?
Denver, Colorado. Yeah.
Paul, you didn't even blow it. You're a bitch. Blow it. Blow it. Blow it. Blow it. Blow that shit.
What? Where? That guy?
So then the cops show up. Of course, they're called to the scene. Witnesses on the scene basically say, "Hey, the shooter ran in there." So they see the shooter, run after him, and the shooter, the quote unquote Second Amendment advocate, runs away from them.
Denver police, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there, motherfucker. Turn around now. Turn around now.
So again, from everything we see, and again, I saw a lot of people very mad at the police officers. I don't think they did anything wrong. Am I crazy?
No.
Did he survive?
Yeah, so they shot at him 9 times. They only hit him a couple of times, and fortunately, both him and the person he shot survived.
66.6666666%.
I mean, listen, that seemed excessive. Like, I don't know if you're
No.
so you imagine you're the police
No,
officer.
absolutely not.
You show up on scene. There's a witness right there saying that guy just shot that guy and he's running away. You tell him to stop. He has a gun in his hand. He does not stop. In fact, he does the complete opposite. He turns around and runs from you, causing you to pursue him. You get him into the building, at which point he turns around with a gun in his hand, right? And the cops react in like a half second to a second. Like that's all the time that they have there in terms of reaction. The gun does get dropped, but at that point, they've already engaged him. Right. And so, I mean, you could argue maybe 2 or 3 shots too many, like maybe, but at that point in time, like he seemed like a pretty active threat. Guy running away from you with a gun in hand, turns around with a gun in his hand after he's already shot someone. Like, I don't know. Like, as a civilian, I would be, this guy's a threat to me and my family or whoever else is around, right? Let alone a police officer who's responding to the scene, right?
We're also people on the internet that are viewing this in hindsight 2020 with all the information,
Yeah,
not
of
the
course.
cops who get called to the scene.
And it really is this part, right? Because the cops are on scene. Why is this guy running away? Like that's what I'm confused about. Because if you believe that you did nothing wrong, running away from the cops is like, what do you think they're going to do? Of course they're going to chase you. You still have a gun in your hands. Like you are a threat as far as they're concerned. Like surely.
Denver police, stop right there! Stop right there!
And again,
Stop
he
right
runs
there!
away from them with a gun in his hands. They follow him right there. And then the gun gets dropped after they start shooting. So not like he's not stopped, full stop, hands in the air, empty, anything like that. He's turning towards them, gun in his hand. They start shooting. He drops the gun.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to process it that fast.
So yeah, I mean, that to me, cut and dry, pretty simple case of guy not doing the right thing when it comes to a self-defense shooting and running away from cops and turning around with a gun. Not a great idea.
It'll be interesting to see if he gets hemmed up because I don't know what, off the top of my head, Colorado's stand your ground or self-defense laws are. Like,
well, so that's
what
the thing.
is, like the duty to retreat. Was he
Yeah.
required to retreat, and is he going to make that argument? Hey, I'm trying to retreat, but this guy keeps coming at me.
He did retreat quite a bit, though, to be fair,
Oh,
because
100%
he ran across the street, away from the guy, up, from what we see just in the video, probably more than 100 yards away, and he's continuing to retreat the entire time. And when he actually pulls the trigger, he's basically within striking distance of the guy.
And he only fires once.
He fired one shot into him, and that got the threat to stop. And then the cops show up just a couple minutes later. Fortunately, everybody survives the situation. Right.
I'm curious because I highly doubt that when these cops were dispatched to it, that whoever called 911, whether it was the victim that got shot here or whatever, I highly doubt the cops were told, oh, we were harassing this dude and he shot us in
Whoa.
self-defense.
Yeah.
They probably called
this is
911
not
and said,
bad.
hey, this dude just fucking shot me.
Exactly. That would be really
And then
funny, though, to be on a call, be like, oh, this guy shot me. Totally justified. I was being belligerent. I was chasing him. When you get here, make sure that you treat him well because it was totally my bad, bros.
Yeah, because that's the general public doesn't understand that what cops are dispatched to is part of the totality of a circumstance of how a use of force is judged, not what other people know at the time. It's what you know at the time. So when people look at this hindsight 2020 and go, oh, look at all this information, we know exactly how this plays out. That's not how it's judged. It's how it's judged at the time, the officer, what they know at the time. And what they know, what they probably knew at the time is, yeah, dude just shot a dude. and dude just runs off into a building, and cops are like, "Well, shit, is this guy gonna run off into this building and shoot more people?"
Exactly. Now I have a genuine question for the chat as we're gonna move on to something a little bit lighter. Okay. I've heard of certain people washing chicken, right? But have you guys ever seen people bleach lettuce?
All the time, John. That's very common for sure.
It was huge during the quote unquote pandemic.
Really?
I don't understand what
I'm
supposed to be
gaslighting
looking
you.
at
I don't
here.
know what he's talking about, but I'm just gaslighting you.
Dude, I knew people during the pandemic that would have their groceries delivered in a bin on their porch and would leave it there for 3 days and then would Lysol wipe every single product, including the packaging, and then opening it and Lysol wipe the actual food. It was
way.
It was crazy. Yep.
Wow.
You got some
Let's
interesting
just poison
friends.
ourselves. Not friends of mine, people I know. There's a big difference.
Well, let's find out together.
Y'all, so the CDC is saying that all produce is contaminated with parasites and all this other kind of stuff. And I'm just going to make sure I am protecting me and my household. So I'm going to go ahead and wash my lettuce before I eat it. I went ahead and just put my drainer in, sprayed it with some Dawn dish soap.
Oh, that's got. Why would you even eat that though? Like, wouldn't that just be disgusting?
Hey, John, let the chemist
This has
cook.
to be rage bait.
Put just a capsule of bleach, and then I went ahead and sprayed it until I got all the suds and all the bleach out. Now, I did go ahead and clean it really well. I had to put my hands in it and make sure I really got everything off all of the leaves because I do not want my kids or my husband to get the parasites. We cannot have anyone in the house sick, so I went ahead and thoroughly cleaned my produce. Now, listen. Do what you want to do. This is what I'm doing in my household and what's safe for me and my family. I went ahead and patted it dry. And once it was all clean, I went ahead and plated our salad. We're having lettuce, a little Parmesan cheese, some croutons, and I had some blackened shrimp. And I topped it off. Y'all, it was a 10 out of 10. All in all, my lettuce was clean and healthy to eat. Bye, y'all.
Really?
Does she realize that the moment she sticks her hand in there and picks up the lettuce, she's introducing more bacteria again into it? Or cheese is bacteria?
Well, is there something specific with lettuce that I'm not aware of? Like, is there? Because I know that there was like a diarrhea outbreak
coli?
that happened. To
The
spread from
diarrhea
certain areas.
outbreak has specifically been pinpointed to lettuce from Taco Bell, from what I understand.
Oh no way! That's so funny.
Yeah.
Tragic.
Oh, that would explain why I've had the shits for
Are
3
we sure
weeks.
it's not just Taco Bell in general? Like, are we sure? Are we sure it's the lettuce and not just like the establishment as a whole?
So
And also, yes,
wait,
like
John.
you're putting them in the sink. So I mean, if you clean your dishes in the sink or put anything dirty in the sink at all, like you're not actually. It's not a clean environment for anything. And wouldn't, maybe I'm crazy, but wouldn't just washing off your vegetables before eating them have the same effect without the bleach and the dish soap?
Yeah, not entirely.
I mean,
that's what we
if
do.
you
We
think
just
about
wash
it
the
though,
salad real quick.
lettuce is somewhat porous, so is it not soaking in some of that bleach and just holding onto it, even though you rinsed it off? Legitimate question here.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's residual.
maybe I'm crazy, but bleach is like incredibly strong tasting. So there's no way that you're getting all of it out there.
So
By letting
wait,
it
what would
soak
you
in
rather
bleach.
eat?
Not
What would
at
you
all,
rather
no.
eat? The salad or the Taco Bell?
Taco Bell.
Well, oh gosh.
Taco Bell.
Like, if I'm that worried about lettuce specifically, why wouldn't I just maybe lay off the lettuce for a couple of weeks? You know, I feel like there's another alternative here. Huh.
Nope. Must consume the roughage.
What will they get to next? Well, speaking of what they get to next, we have I don't even know how to describe this. So I believe here we have a woman getting arrested for an activity. She's really uncomfortable.
This is a good one.
And so the police officer acquiesces to her request to have her handcuffs undone or to have her handcuffs moved up front, right? So that she can be more comfortable. Now, she does not react in an appropriate way, let's say. You know, if a cop is doing you a solid and you have a random chip event, let's say, it's just not going to go well for you. It's going to be awful. So, cop trying to be nice, I think, doesn't go well.
Don't move that hand. Move his hand.
Don't bring your ass back.
Taser.
Don't bring your ass back. Here, don't go. Oh!
Taser report.
Why y'all do it like this? Why y'all do it like this?
Don't move. Do not move. Get off.
Wait, did the taser spark start a fire?
So the vape that was in her pocket.
Ah.
Yeah.
I saw it, Richard. I saw somewhere it said cell phone, but I could be wrong.
Because
Could
the
have been
first shot did nothing. So did the first shot hit her cell phone or vape or whatever it was?
So
and then the
back
second
it up.
shot.
Back it up right where he deploys the taser.
Taser. Don't bring your ass.
Yeah, so the first one doesn't do anything, and then he deploys it again.
So the taser he is using is taser 10. Previous tasers fired 2 probes at once, so X26, 26P7 would fire 2 probes at once per trigger pull. Taser 10s fire 1 probe at a time, so you can individually place each probe. So if I wanted to hit you like upper chest and like lower thigh, I aim at chest, 1 pull gives me a probe in the upper chest, aim lower, fire again, gives you a probe in the lower. So it gives you more options for targeting. So that's why he gives 1
Now,
press.
does that give you like if you target very specifically, does that like lock up specific parts of the body better, or what's the advantage of having 2 probes that you can individually place?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you want to split the hemisphere, right? Upper and lower.
Yep. So I don't know. It's called neuromuscular incapacitation, but you're getting zapped. But basically, theoretically, every muscle in between where the 2 probes are locks up. And that's where you see people do the crappie flop and just flop over. Because
Right.
everything gets locked up.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah. So you literally can't move your legs and your upper body, so you just fall over.
Yep. So that's where the taser 10s are nice because you have 10 individual shots. So like I've run into this issue where you fire a taser cartridge and it fires both probes and it's completely useless. Well, now I'm stuck to either having to reload the taser, which is extremely cumbersome, or go to a different use of force method where the taser 10, you just keep, you got 10 shots, pow, 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 pow. You can just keep firing until those probes make a connection. And once it makes a connection, the taser senses it and then chooses the best connection and locks them up.
Interesting.
So it's really
So wait,
wickedly
does
cool.
a non-10s taser or non-number 10 taser only has 1 shot? I thought most of them had 2 shots.
There's 2 probes, but they get fired at the same time.
Well, right. So I thought some of the other ones had 2 sets of probes. So even
Right.
though
The 7, the taser 7 has 2 cartridges in it. There's like a close range and a long range, but the 7 is such a freaking useless hunk of shit because you got to do some like gamer hood rat like twisting of the wrist to switch in between, and in the moment you don't care about twisting your wrist. You just want to zap the person to try and get them under control.
Exactly.
But like X26, X26P, X1, the 7, 1 trigger pull gets 2 probes, where the 10 differs. 1 trigger press equals 1 probe, another press equals another probe, and then you just keep firing until it's effective.
And the second set of probes might not connect the way that the first set of probes did, but they're not going to link together.
No, they each individual probe can link off the other one. So if probe 1 has a good connection and probe 2 doesn't, and you have to fire 3, 4, 5, the 10 will pick the best connection between any of the probes and use that best connection to get neuromuscular incapacitation.
Interesting. So why wouldn't anybody just go with the 10 taser? Why would you buy any of the other ones?
They're really fucking expensive.
Oh, well, fine, fair enough. But yeah, you can see here that it is quite effective. After the,
That's what it boils down to.
I mean,
Taser point.
and then she does immediately default to the "Why did you do this to me?" as if she did not just accost the arresting officer for doing what I believe is a favor to her, right? Trying to uncuff her and make it more comfortable for her, and then she assaults him, and he immediately resorts to the taser. So immediate victim complex after assaulting a police officer. Congratulations. Yeah, exactly. Why y'all do me like this? As if there wasn't some sort of inciting incident there, good sir.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, the 10s, I think it's the older tasers like the X26s and X26Ps were 50,000 volts. The 10s will modulate the voltage. So basically, it will increase the voltage to get a connection. And once it gets a connection, it will kind of like roller coaster up and down to try and maintain that positive connection. So wicked cool system. Just really freaking expensive.
Sounds like fun. Is it civilian legal to purchase? Asking for a friend?
The older models were not considered firearms. The Taser 10s, because the cartridges are now fired with like powder or like gunpowder, they are considered firearms.
Too bad. Well, does that mean I
And
can
I
just purchase them
don't-
with the 4473, or are they something else?
I don't think they sell civilian market.
Now, not that I would ever want to use one on someone for, research purposes, but I'm just curious.
I am a pregnant woman. Taser.
Yeah, that's another one. Now, I don't know if you guys saw this, but we have yet more body cam footage to go over. So this was from a while ago, but this is a young man suffering from delusions, let's say, having some issues with a police officer. Body cam footage has just been released of police visiting an American campus last year following a report of a car theft. Unfortunately for them, the first person they meet is a cross-dressing student who throws repeated and aggressive tantrums over his gender identity. Now, the memes are almost predictive in a way. It's like this was made to make fun of people years ago. This has been floating around forever. And then somehow people recreate it unintentionally in real life. It's like, which one came first, this or the meme? And which one is the causal act of the other? But we'll see how they react.
What's the problem? Why do you let those kids get away with this? They are not supposed to be here! If you don't lower your voice, I am going to put handcuffs on you and I'm going to take you to a Baker Act facility. You lower your voice. Fucking try it. Are you threatening me?
There's also a bit of, what's the word? Hubris, right? Where, I don't know, if I'm a short, rotund man, which I happen to be a couple of those things, on HRT, interacting with a police officer, I don't know if the words "try it" should come out of my mouth. That seems like a really bad. It's like, if I'm going up against, I don't know, name your heavyweight MMA fighter. If I'm like, oh yeah, try it, bro, you'd be like, John, you need to shut up right now. You're being incredibly stupid, and you're about to have the worst possible consequences for your actions. And in the same way, this guy, he's got balls on him for sure. He may not like that fact, but he's got big balls, this kid.
Just based off of the voice, I thought this cop was like an old black dude. It appears to be a white man, but
it seems to be very white. I'd be shocked if this was a black man.
he's not putting up with no shit today.
How dare you misrace this cop?
It's fine. He'll deal with it.
You're threatening me. Are you threatening me? I'm gonna just... Because I'm here right now to deal with a stolen vehicle. I ain't got time to hear you screaming and yelling.
I don't have time to
The
constantly
cop's got to be
abused.
Italian.
We'll get OPD down here then, because I got to work this stolen vehicle.
What do you mean OPD?
Alpha 73 University.
Alpha 73?
Can we get another unit to deal with Jay Lee here? He is having a breakdown.
Say! Just say the
And
right
that's when that
pronoun!
person would be tackled to the ground.
Just something I didn't notice before. Look at his socks. He has pink shoes and actual tranny colored socks on. He has the purple and the blue. Unironically. You know, there's some, you know, people are like, you see somebody like this and you kind of judge a book by its cover, but sometimes there's a lot of anecdotal data to back that up. That sometimes you see a person who looks mentally unwell and it's because from the overflowing of their heart, they just are kind of mentally unwell. And these people desperately need help, right? This is a tragic tale here of a young man in a university system on a campus somewhere being indoctrinated and literally turned into an inversion of what he should be. Like, this is actually a tragic tale here. And yeah, he can vote.
Just say the right pronoun!
What'd you say?
7351.
Get down on the ground right now.
No!
You're about to get sprayed.
No!
Get down on the ground right now.
Leave me alone!
I can come in there.
Leave me alone, please!
Okay, are you going to calm down?
I'm getting my phone out. I have to film this.
I'm telling you. Are you going to calm down?
I have a question for Central
He's
Sands.
quivering so bad.
I have a question for Central Sands. In this instance, would you get that close to somebody with pepper spray?
No, he's way too close.
Because I would think you could get disarmed pretty easily there.
Yeah, the instant that whatever that thing is, like, did the initial like scream and step forward, it would have been lower hips, football tackle to the ground immediately. Like, nope, we're not doing this. You're disorderly. You've chosen the route here. You know, I'm not taking out the spicy water. That's for dogs and people who just don't want to cooperate. This is someone who is obviously mentally unwell and needs to get tackled to the fucking ground.
Paradoxically, the cop seems to be very upset at the beginning and then way too nice here, right? Like, the guy's actively trying to run away from you and get away when you've told him multiple times to stop. I don't know why he hasn't already. If he brought out the pepper spray to get the guy to comply, I don't know why he hasn't already used it.
I don't know why he didn't use it the second that he started reaching for something in his pocket.
Also true. Yeah. No, if I'm this close to a guy and he pulls out a knife, this is not a great time for me.
Nope.
Can I
will calm down! I will calm.
You know what this is?
I will calm down when you get the pepper spray out of my face!
Alpha 73.
Leave me alone!
I have
Just please!
pepper spray.
Please! Just stop putting the pepper spray at me! I will calm down if you do that! Stop threatening me!
Yeah, lower your voice.
Leave me alone! Leave me alone!
I got 3 kids. I've seen some temper tantrums in my life.
I was about to say, this reminds me of my 4-year-old.
Well, I was going to say, I've had, kids scream and, it happens. They get tired, they get sick, they get, they freak out sometimes. But like, this is pretty extreme. Like, one of the more extreme child temper tantrums that I've ever seen. And keep in mind, this person is, again, of adult voting age.
You want to get tased?
I want you to leave me alone!
John.
You have been particularly abusing me!
If you come,
if
you come towards me one more time,
follow me!
You are gonna.
And sexual abuse administrators!
I gotta
Oh, great. Now we have a random asshole getting involved.
This is actually pretty funny. Looks like Shane Gillis.
Get away!
You don't tell me where to go.
Why are this guy's hands so much wider than the rest of him? Is he like an outdoor welder or something?
I don't know.
Sorry, it's just really distracting because his hands are like perfectly pale white while the rest of him looks normal.
Well, the next part is very funny.
Fuck you! Fuck you, cop!
He tried. He said, "I'm better."
Hey, we can all get behind that.
He's going to be taken away.
Shay!
Jaylee, you stop.
UW
I just want to
ATP.
get away from him.
I understand that. He needs
Shay!
he
Shay! 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 Stop! Miss! Tickling me! Just say Shay!
Wait, is he putting on gloves? He's like, all right, this guy's going down. I'm putting on the gloves. I don't want to touch this guy. That's actually amazing. Now, you know what's funny is
The
how
lady
people
at
do
the
those metal
lady at
edits.
the counter just doesn't look entertained.
No, well, okay. Like I was at a graduation earlier this year, or maybe it was last year at a college campus, and I was like, I went to college like 8 years ago, and I'm like, this is so much worse now in just like a decade. Like the campus is gross, the people there are dysgenic, and it's just like this is a totally different world than when I was going to school. So, like nowadays, I am sure people working there, it has not got to be a fun experience. But you know, people who do those metal edits of like people freaking out or screaming or crying, like this guy with the screaming and the head banging and just all of it together, like this would make a perfect metal edit for some song out there.
Josh, can you please just tell them to use the right pronouns?
The other cop shows up and he's like, what is going on here? Because you know he had to walk up while this guy was screaming and freaking out. So he just hears noises. He hasn't even seen him yet because he's about to walk around the corner. And he's like, do I just turn around? Like, what do I do here? This is going to be miserable.
Please! You know it's causing me a lot of distress.
I need you to bring it down here, though, okay?
Calmly puts on the gloves.
So I'm going to ask you very nicely. Put your stuff down, turn around, put your hands behind your back.
Does Stephanie Riley over here?
Not going to be arrested.
Put your stuff down.
No.
Put your hands behind your back.
No.
Okay, so
Whoever's
one more
listening.
time. You can record all you want, but it's already beyond that point. We already tried.
You're stressing me out.
It doesn't matter.
I'm just asking you to
Yeah,
please stop stressing.
We already tried to help you. So
No, you didn't.
yes.
You came in with hostile intent.
Put your hands.
Leave
Here we go.
Get on the ground right now.
Don't
Get on the
hurt
ground.
me.
Get on the ground right now.
Don't hurt me.
Get down on the ground right now.
I got a couple. I got a couple like this. I got a come on.
That's so funny. What would a Foyd do in my position? I know. I'll freak out and yell and try and get my way. That'll work. I'll try screaming. That's a good trick.
I feel like there was too much bargaining there, too much yelling. You should have been hands-on a little bit sooner than that.
Again,
but
he was really nice. He was really nice for the last part and patient, and he's like slowly, calmly putting on his gloves, just knowing what he's about to do. And then, yeah, they have to take him down after he continues to resist, which is always. Listen, you guys don't need to escalate because he wasn't even a subject of the investigation, as far as I'm aware. He was like a bystander who just started yelling at a police officer. The police officer asks him to stop, and then that's where this whole thing starts from, basically. So this guy.
Now, wait.
Go ahead.
Did I miss the part? Did you point out the fact that the officer knew this guy by name?
Did he refer to him by his name?
Yeah, I think at the beginning you referred to him by name and said, so-and-so's having another freak out. Can I get back up?
Oh, no way.
Frequent flyer, dude.
I did not hear that.
That's what I'm saying.
I caught that, and that caught me. I didn't want to say caught me off guard, but it makes me think that the cop, like the initial cop, is like a campus security or a campus cop.
Maybe, yeah.
And
Maybe
I
didn't catch that at all. That's good.
And some of those.
He probably put his gloves on calmly because he was like, guess we're doing this again.
Yeah, just, you know he's not going to calm down. You're going to freak out, and he's going to do this again. Which, again, it is even funnier to think about that this guy in the blue hair, right, has had this experience happen to him before. and did not learn at all. And is
It's
just doing
also
the
even
exact same thing again.
funnier. It's even funnier that the cop once again misgendered him.
Well, that might be intentional at this point, just to piss him off because he knows it's going to set him off.
So
Base.
there's someone in the side chat, which I feel like Central Sands, maybe you could address this. No way 6633. It's like
can I pull him up?
5 up.
Or...
So, what, I mean, if you want to pull it up.
John, find his mugshot.
Well, somebody said his mugshot without the wig looks very funny.
So No Way 6633 said, while beating up Troons is funny, it is. Why exactly are we tolerating violent force being used against someone doing nothing but having a verbal tantrum? What do you say about that, Central Sands?
Disorderly conduct. So, in my state, it's just, basically whoever, wherever, whether in a public or private place, engages in loud, boisterous, profane, or otherwise indecent behavior that tends to cause a disturbance. So,
But what about freedom of speech?
no, freedom of speech isn't absolute.
Well,
so there's like the fire in the church argument. You can't go into a church and yell fire. I can't go into my local Aldi's and just start screaming profanities. Do I have the right to do that? Yes. Are there consequences? Yes.
Well, you can go into a theater and yell fire if you have a lighter in your pocket and you are. I'll leave it at that.
Richard Brigby, big brain move.
There's a lot of factors though, like disorderly conduct. Also, they could have had this happen in the past, and that campus has trespassed that person. Like who honestly knows? Also,
yeah.
I would think this would be interfering with an investigation because they were there for stolen vehicle.
Right. So like if Ben is doing his job somewhere and I'm a bystander and I get up in Ben's face and start yelling at him and he asks me to leave and I don't, like I'm pretty sure at that point in time, like I have now incurred like some sort of legal wrath upon myself, right? Even if I wasn't, quote unquote, wasn't doing anything beforehand, by not following a pretty simple command during the act of an investigation, right? I'm now in trouble for something else.
Yeah, like also, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say also, if free speech allows this kind of thing to go unpunished, I don't want free speech. I'm sorry. Like I don't think this should be allowed in society.
No, I mean, there's oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think about it in the context of my children. If one of my kids is throwing a temper tantrum that severe, I'm not just gonna stand by on the sidelines and say like, oh yeah, let him rage out. No, you gotta deal with the inappropriate behavior so that it doesn't become habitual, which in this case it obviously has. And so in my mind, in a polite society, what's the right thing to do? Enforce politeness or let somebody, throw a temper tantrum as a full-grown adult?
Mm-hmm. Now, I did just get a updated mugshot. I do have to warn you all, it is quite graphic, though, so avert your eyes, children, now. But this is the hot off the presses. Very, very disturbing. My apologies for that. Yuck. Is there anything else good in the footage? Minute screaming.
This is rough to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is he not down on the ground yet?
Probably because he's a man and stronger than women. If I had to guess.
Ooh, I did not want that angle.
Yeah, we needed a jump scare warning for that angle.
No kidding.
He's fighting for his life, and he's like,
Yeah, this is the classic. You got two cops on either arm that are just playing tug of war. This is not how it should be done.
Well, right. I mean, I figure you would take the legs and get him down to the ground. Just
it's modern defensive tactics, or is literally jujitsu. One cop takes the top, one cop takes the bottom, and you just lay him on the ground.
That's bad
good
phrasing.
sir, I watched
That's really
Karate
bad
Kid
phrasing.
in the 90s.
Yeah, it's 10:30 and I'm not caffeinated, so
Wait,
leave me alone.
one cop is a top and the other one's a bottom. What? How does this help take the? How does this
That's
help
what
take
he
the guy
said.
down?
That's what he
Clip
said.
it, clip it, clip it, clip it.
Yeah, I got back knee. Yes. Well, again, the concoction of drugs that this person is on, like, just take another look at the mugshot here. It's this is essentially a very cruel scientific experiment here, right? Where he is pumped full of research chemicals that happen to be manufactured in Tel Aviv, probably a possibility of other exogenous hormones and whatnot. Who knows how he acquired them or how they were administered? And yeah, you end up with this, which is a travesty.
Well, fellas, I'm gonna get on out of here. I gotta go get a couple of hours of sleep. I have to go in an hour early in the morning. So,
Oh, you don't got to go an hour early when you're sick, bro.
unfortunately, I do because they're buying breakfast.
Ooh, lucky.
Oh, well, at least that's something. That's a little better.
Yep, and they're gonna pay me to sit around and eat while they talk about leadership and I don't know. other
Oh,
things.
okay.
And
I do remember paid meetings at a department store, and it was like you come in an hour early, you eat donuts, and you just sit there. And then if you weren't working that day, you just leave, but you get paid for the full hour.
oh no, they're actually
so
catering
like,
in real breakfast. So
oh well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, heck yeah. That
nice.
kind of makes it worth it. You get paid to eat breakfast and listen to some people talk for a little while. But I hope you enjoyed, Richard. Get some sleep, and thanks for hanging out, man.
Yep. One more thing before I go. I think that Hop would say it best to this month.
Kill yourself, faggot.
Good night, guys.
Hey, Richard.
Thank you, Richard. All right.
I can't. No. My rights. I just wanted you to.
Come on, stop.
Please.
Like chat was saying though, that's a short, squat, thick dude right there. And if you don't know
Why
what you're
is he
doing,
still walking away?
it's hard to take him down.
This guy has 2-on-1 wrist control and loses it to a 5'4", like, she-male, half-man.
I'm gonna spray him.
No, please don't. Don't say him.
Okay,
That's
I'm
what
gonna spray her.
he's midway through saying
gonna-
"don't
he
spray
said-
me," and then he switches to pronouns.
Okay, I'm gonna spray her. That's what he just said.
We're way past spraying. This should be taser.
This should be a Glock.
Dude, look at the girl. Look how annoyed she is. She's so over it all. She's like, at least I'm getting paid.
I'd be
No,
like, if
please
I
don't
heard that, if I heard I'm gonna spray him, I'd be clearing out. I don't want
Oh
to
no, I would leave.
I'd
I
be
don't
like,
think these
yeah.
people are really paying attention. But no, if they're about to spray this guy, yeah, I'm gone. This is no longer interesting enough for me to get pepper sprayed.
Don't say him. Her.
Okay, her. I'm gonna spray her.
Thank you.
Hand you on your back.
Thank you.
No.
Yes. I don't want to spray you.
One.
We can tell you don't want to spray this abomination.
Can I? Is there any way I can? No, give me your hand. Give me your hand.
Oh, that is a very awkward angle right there. Is this what you meant by bottom and top, or what? Is this the appropriate take?
Well, you know what? I think, guys, it's time for me to go. I gotta go, guys.
All right, thanks, man.
He's uncomfortable now. He's been found out.
It's like, my secret's out.
Oh no.
I bet she likes it. Yeah. Well, he worked really hard to get into this position. So.
See what's gonna happen?
Do you do this? Do you like try and intimidate with the taser? This just seems all wrong.
So that's a taser. I think that's a taser 10. So tell me to shut the fuck up if I get too further into the nerd science of this. The taser 10s, because they shoot one probe at a time, and the cartridges are like there's a bunch of them, you lose the ability to do something called drive stunning. So in the older tasers, you could take out the cartridge and just put the taser on push it up against someone's leg or side,
Right.
and tase them that way to get pain compliance. It didn't zap them and get like the full body lockup, but it was pain compliance.
It hurts, right?
Yeah, it just hurts. These newer ones, you don't have that ability, so there's like a button on the side that allows you to arc it kind of like that as a warning. And then there's like when you turn them on, you can have them set to where you flick it on and it makes this like really weird like whoop noise that lets everybody around know that like the taser's armed. So that's probably what he's doing, is he's just arcing it as like a warning. So people do
Sounds
it.
very
Like cops are trained to.
performative.
Yeah, it's very performative, but believe it or not, like they are way past the point of like warning someone that like you're going to do this. This would be just like, hey buddy, like get on the ground or I'm going to tase you. No, okay, arc it. Hey, listen, we're going to do this. No, okay, bang. We are way past that.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say this is 5 minutes into the altercation. I feel like this was a minute 1 type of thing, not a minute 5.
Yeah. This is a taser, pop, pop, pop situation.
Well, especially after they've already wrestled with him once. Well, kind of twice.
Put your hand behind your back.
Put your hand behind your back.
Put your hand behind your back.
Space.
Give me your hand.
I just need
Give me
space,
your
please.
hand.
Put your hand.
Jalen, give me your hand.
Okay, I'm gonna tase you if you don't cooperate. Tase
Jalen, give me.
Because it seems like the cop doesn't want to do
Give me
it.
your hand. He's not going to tase you. You give me your hand.
You're gonna arrest me.
No.
Give me your hand.
Yes, we need your hand.
I don't arrest me. No.
Let's go. Give me your hand.
Gonna get it again this time.
See, and then he kicked the officer. That's not great.
Oh, now we got battery.
Give me your hand.
I like how the original cop is just not helping anymore. There we go. There we go. Good job. We should have did this 5 minutes ago.
Give me your hand. Give me your hand.
Although, wait, is it true that if you're like fatter, does the taser hurt less because there's more material to soak up the charge?
I have no clue. There are so many factors.
Because he kind of tanked it. He screamed, but it didn't really do much to him.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he had that taser's the taser 10 then, because he did the drive stun where he pushed it into him.
Mhm.
So I guess I don't know, but yeah, there's so many factors. Like you could tase someone in summer, and then in the winter you go to tase them again, but because they're wearing a Carhartt jacket, it doesn't work because it can't go through the Carhartt. So.
We got charges.
Dude, people just trying to get to the elevators, just trying to get to their place, and this guy's down here.
I bet it smells terrible in there.
There's Lilith, because they always choose some demon name. For some reason, the transgender individuals just always pick some demonic name. I don't know why they do that, but it just seems to be a pattern. It's crazy.
Battery on, Leo.
They were attacking me. What was I supposed to do?
Okay.
Comply. Now you're under arrest for battery on a Leo.
Watch your head.
Battery on Leo.
Josh, please.
On your knee.
I'm trying.
Now stand up. I can't
I have my phone.
Sure, I don't know where it is.
Ow, I can't get up.
You said you did taser, right? Yes. All right.
Her.
Yeah.
Her. Her.
Still freaking out. There are the shoes. Yeah, they're pink shoes. They're not Crocs, but they do look like they're slip-ons of some sort, or just one of those things where kids. I don't know why you guys have seen this. I'm sure where people just don't tie shoes anymore.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
It's a pet peeve.
Yeah. So what? Why? I don't get it. Whatever.
You're telling me you're not ready to run all the time?
Well, Jake, the wicked flee when no one pursues. So why are you ready to run, Jake?
To pursue the wicked.
Oh, to give them something to run from. There you go. There you
Yes, to chase women at night.
Done.
In dark alleyways.
You got to test their cardio. It's for your own good.
Sit down. We're gonna have the fire department take a look at you.
Josh, this is a big misunderstanding.
You're good. Let's just take it to the car.
Put him in my control car.
Okay.
What?
Come on.
Wait.
You're gonna be all right. Come on.
Oh.
Thanks, Josh.
What does the kid expect him to do? Like, yeah, he's going to interact with 4 police officers to get them to stop from arresting you. You know who could have gotten you to not be arrested? You. Too bad that ship has sailed, though.
Can I have my phone back?
We'll get your belongings, all right?
I hate you, Mahone. I hate you. You escalated this. You didn't have to pull out the pepper spray. You didn't have to continue to scare me.
Do you want more units downtown?
You knew my buttons and you set them off.
I'll live out shortly, but I think we were okay coming in.
Please stop.
Central Florida. Interesting.
I was kind of hoping for one last sprint, like he turns around and tries to make a go for it, and they have to tackle him outside as well. That would have been the pièce de résistance, but fair enough. All right, yeah. Well, I think we've all learned our lesson there. Do not do this to police officers when you're not even the subject of the investigation or incident or anything else like that. You just magically escalate this situation into an arrest and possibly a record. Although, let's be real, the judge will probably let him out with almost nothing, right?
He is a white guy,
community
though.
service. What's up?
He is a white guy, though.
Yeah, but also, I mean, if you get a progressive enough judge, I guess, but it really depends, okay? Because if they're like a little progressive, then they'll feel bad for the transgender aspect. But if they're super progressive, then the whiteness will override the transgender aspect of it, right? So it really depends on your progressive judge lottery what happens to this guy.
So true.
Yeah. Norwood 6. No, he's not a 6, but well, listen, I don't know, guys. Don't hop on drugs in your teens and 20s. Don't do it. It's not going to work out well for you. All right. Well, I had some other stories, but we're 2.5 hours in. Unless you want to look at, ironically, one of the funniest things ever in European countries is now sheep armor. Good.
What?
Yeah, it's sheep armor to protect the sheep from predators. Although the 2-legged variety.
You're either gonna laugh or you're gonna be disgusted by this. A farmer from Essex decided to put chain armor with nails on his sheep. Not because there's wolves there or coyotes are attacking the sheep, because they have suffered repeated. You heard that right, okay? They suffered repeated from Pakistani neighbors. This is the level of multiculturalism we have reached. We now have to protect our animals from getting.
Yeah, just casually protecting your sheep from the local Pakistani people. We looked at something like this like a month ago, where a farmer was finding like blood in some of the sheep and was trying to figure out what was going on, and then going through the footage, he found a local Pakistani man had made several trips to his farm and had raped like baby goats and stuff like that. Although I suppose rape is kind of anachronistic, because I don't think rape implies the possibility of consent with an animal. It's just bestiality, right? So I don't know if that rape is really the right term there. But yes. Sorry, go ahead.
Wood chipper.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think we need you around after that. I didn't think we needed you beforehand, honestly. But I feel like, yeah, you stoop to that level, and it's just
We gotta watch out for Logan on this one, guys. In all seriousness, we need to.
Well, you'll know if in the next patch on Uma they're all wearing spikes. Oh, well, every day I'm like, well, at least I'm not in the UK, and then we become a little bit more like the UK every day. So, all right, well, I think we'll call it there. So we'll get to your guys' support, and we'll get you on out of here in under 3 hours, hopefully. You good on time? Central Stands Defense?
Yeah, I'm good till 11.
Okay, perfect. Well, we should be out right about then. Zanico for 2 says, AUG delivery confirmed. Yes, so When it comes to the young man at Titus Arms, I do believe they are finally fully delivered. The customer should be happy. I hope they work for him. It was a year-long ordeal, but at least in the end, he got his product. Jarrett over on Rumble says, my boss made me stop wearing Crocs at work. OSHA sucks. Bedtime. Christ is king and God is good. God is good. Thank you, Jarrett. I appreciate that. Also, yeah, you probably shouldn't be wearing Crocs at work. Again, they're like lingerie for the feet, not work appropriate. Right, Jake?
Yeah, unless you're like a lifeguard or something.
That's true. That's fair. Speaking of Logan, nutting inside an Uma plushie for 3 on Ko-Fi says, Leaf, is your wife's boyfriend black, or does he have to stay white since we're still 50-50 on the heretical text? Thoughts on blacks? Well, I'm actually glad Leaf left before this, but not very nice. Nutting inside of an Uma plushie, who also follows up with saying that I'm rubbing something right now, thinking about Gold Ship bouncing on it crazy style. I'm pretty sure this is Logan's alt. Logan, are you still in chat? I'm pretty sure this is just your alt. Unbelievable.
We've never seen him in the same chat at the same time, just saying.
DM Louise for 2 says, with arrow gone, what's the best scope mount? Best budget scope mount, I think you mean. I like the primary arm SLX. It's identical to the primary arm's PLX, but it's made in China rather than America. So it's like $50 and you can put an RMR on top. It's got all the accessories you would want. So that's my go-to for like a budget scope mount. What about you, Ben?
Oof. Well, I think ADM is kind of out of the question because that's not budget, but Vortex kind of has that base kind of generic scope mount that's pretty cheap, and it works.
I think Warren actually makes the Vortex scope mounts.
Yes.
So maybe just go with Warren, because you can find it for under $100, and I want to say they're made in America. So that's probably the way to go. I know that people liked the arrows because they were super lightweight. You know, they're like 3 or 4 ounces, but they were never like great, but they were really light and good value for the money. So, all right. Thank you, DM Louise. Amorai Boy for 5 says, silence, apostate. Take your American Islam elsewhere. The natives are not the lost tribe of Israel, and Eden is not in Missouri. No, having been to Missouri, I'll tell you that Eden is not in Missouri. It's definitely not confirmed.
Agreed.
Not the place of the garden. I always forget about the little tidbits of Mormon lore. You know, there's just so much to talk about that I feel bad, because if you're a Mormon and you have to defend like all of the little tidbits, you know, that people have said throughout the years, it's a lot of work. Okay, I get it. Paulie B for 2 says Kabiru's face was rendered with N64 memory limits. Let me pull that up again. Which one was that? That was, yeah, this one right here. Yeah, that's Kabiru. And that is low poly count American. Thank you, Paulie B. Central Sans Defense for 2 says, sounds like he is paid by Big Anti-Flock. Well, actually, so as a the law, I bet Flock makes your job a lot easier, right?
It's I have 2 opinions. There's the professional opinion and the personal opinion. Which one do you want?
Well, why not both? Let's start with the professional one, because obviously I know that the positive argument that I've heard for them is that they make arresting certain people much easier to do. So actually, Flock is mega based.
It is an amazing system to use when investigating crime, looking for Amber Alert kids, looking for silver alerts, all that stuff. Amazing system, works great when it works great. However, it's a massive Fourth Amendment violation, in my opinion, and they should all be cut down.
Well, so that's the balance, right? Is how do you make sure that they're operated in a moral way that doesn't violate anyone's rights? And the answer is almost like the end of the Dark Knight, where it's like, well, this power, you actually can't use it in a moral way. So it kind of does need to not exist.
Yep, and then the problem with it is now you have municipalities and counties who've had Flock for, let's just say, a year or two, and now the counties are breaking the contracts, And now agencies are having to have awkward conversations because they can't solve a silver alert or a missing child or crime because they don't have flock and they can't track cars or track people with it. So it's like,
Well, actually,
like
I'm just thinking about that. Do they have to pay like a monthly fee to access their flock cameras?
I don't know. I don't know all the back end of it.
Because
I'm just
there's got to be that's
user.
so funny to me to think about. It's like your cloud storage, right? When you stop paying, Google Drive or whatever it is, you lose all your access to it. So it's like that. If you don't pay your flock bill, they just take it all offline. It's like a monthly fee that you have to do. Because I'm sure they're making money off of it somehow, right? So it's either got to be a monthly fee, a storage fee, a access fee. I'm sure they have contracts for all of that, but I'm sure they're making money hand over foot.
I couldn't tell you what the contracts look like because I'm not at that level.
Yeah. Deer Hunter for $20 says, evening, gents. Let's get some cringe toe money. The one that you and Jake hate. If not, no big deal. Just going to recreate a Chinese lathe assistant video while I listen at work. Do the right thing, John. Kisses and God bless. Well, God bless you too, Deer Hunter. Which cringe one did he want, though? Did he want the old one or the new one?
I don't know.
Jake, which one do you want?
Get to hide those piggies. What's wrong with you, Jake? Why are you so scared?
So talking, I grin like that. Everybody laughing, but he still go when that shoelace tight. He don't fall. It's on like a Super Saiyan, big toe game. I'm not playing. I'm like Goku, Dragon Ball's about to come all over these balls. It's on like a Super Saiyan, big toe game. I'm not playing. I'm like Goku, Dragon Ball's about to come all over these balls.
That Candace was AI, but not this one. This one's real, baby.
You don't get to ask those questions. What's wrong with you, Mom? Why are you so scared?
I still see her in the background of your video, Jake.
I know.
She's still there.
She's lingering
I can't get
there.
rid of her.
Lingering
Just
there,
haunting.
menacingly.
Mitzvot for 2 says, can we get a ban on KX said Jesus is dead? Okay, what was going on in the chat? Because I wasn't quite paying attention to it.
So
But there,
KX guy is he's just a Gnostic, and he was spouting ridiculous things, and just causing general unruliness and trouble in the chat.
no, fair enough. Gnostics are funny people.
He's just a silly guy, very silly guy.
I think they're just offended that they've been condemned for 2,000 years. Sorry, bro. Imagine being a heretic for 1,600 years longer than a Mormon. Couldn't be me. Thank you, Mitzvot. Logan Sucks at Shooting for 2 says, and nothing of value was lost. That was an hour ago, so I don't remember what that's in reference to.
He's referring to them putting armor on the sheep because he doesn't like sheep. He likes horses.
Horses, yes. Umas specifically, which are horses, but also aren't horses. It's complicated, okay? It's like the Trinity. It's difficult to explain, okay? Unless
It's
you
very
know what
difficult.
you're talking about. Although, did I just compare the Trinity to an Uma? That's not
That
appropriate.
seems-
That's not.
Yeah. You should repent for
I
that,
take
John.
I take that back. Actually, everything I just said was incorrect.
You should need some
Lightspore for
repentance.
2 says, "OMG, I might know this dude." No way. The kid, or
I think he's talking about the cop.
the cop. Oh, that would be funny too. Thank you, Lightspore. Well, tell him he needs to work on taking down his victims. I mean, the perpetrators. Zanico for 2 says, "Did Central Sand say deploy Glock?" Probably. Yeah. I mean, taser, bang, bang, bang. Oops. It's like, oh well. Mr. Cashew Kitty for 400 gems gave us the eagle, which I saw in chat. I'm glad that these are actually popping up in StreamYards now. Thank you, Cashew Kitty. It's a very funny name. And then Bunser for 1,000 gold gems or 1,000 gems. Jades, gems, goat trophy. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate that, Bunser.
Pronounced Gem.
Culture Warfare Podcast for 10 says Central Sands versus Unhinged Troon would be gold body cam footage. Well, there's got to be body cam footage floating around in the Ethernet somewhere where you are interacting with people of less than reputable quality, right?
There is definitely body cam footage of me out on YouTube.
Do you ever like find it and save it to your own personal playlist so you can show it to like your kids someday?
I had it sent to me once.
Oh, that would be funny too. Like if you're, there's a bunch of those channels that like just react basically to body cam footage and that's all they do or just repost it. Imagine like somebody seeing it is like, I know that voice. I know that guy. Hey, this is you. Thank you, Cultural Warfare Podcast. Appreciate that. Amorite Boy for 2 says the 100 bone Leopold mounts are good. I honestly didn't know they made a mount for $100, but take a word for it. Thank you, Amorite Boy. Logan Sucks at Shooting for 2 says it was referring to the guy that was shot. Yeah, the guy that was accosting the other man, and then he kept asking to get shot, and he eventually just did. So
yeah,
can't really complain too much.
I think
And
Logan
then
wants to shoot something. That's a move.
Shoot me. No, what was it? Was it Case Grosskutz who was saying, "Shoot me, Anwar! Shoot me, Anwar!" To Kyle Rittenhouse.
Oh, the pedo.
Yeah,
he got shot in the head or whatever.
Yeah, and then he did in fact get shot later on. It's one of those things. Your wish is my command.
Mhm.
Safely Strapped for 10 gems says happy poop, and a final one for happy poop. Maybe I'm not so glad that these show up in StreamYards anymore. That was Joseph Rosenbaum. I get them confused. It's like, which
Jewish-
one was
other
the
Jewish
child
name.
abusing pedo? It's like 2 of them were pedos, and then one was just an abuser, right?
Yeah, they all had Jewish names. It's kind of weird.
It just happens, You shoot 3 people in a Antifa riot, and 2 of them happen to be pedophiles. Crazy. It's just like the accuracy rating in that PD, 66.66666 repeating. Awkward. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it. I think we're all caught up. Let me make sure real fast.
They literally all had Jewish names: Huber, Rosenbaum, and Grosskreutz. That's actually hilarious.
Sometimes
Awkward.
things work out. Crazy. Ben, what do you got going on? What do you want to shout out before we get out of here?
Oh, not much. Bought a house, sold a house, so we're in the middle of moving houses, so that's all fun and games.
Are you staying in the same locale or moving? You don't need to dox yourself, but
Just moving closer to work.
okay, that's fine. Nice. Well, congratulations. Glad you could sell it. Hopefully you made a bit. Bought low, sold high, sort of thing.
Yeah, it was my high school lunch lady sold me her house, so I'm not too mad about that.
Oh, that's that's fun. All right. Well, congratulations. Jake, what do you got going on, homie?
Not much. Just happy to be here as always. Another Monday. It's been awesome hanging out with everybody, except for KX. You're not fun to be around. But yeah, everyone remember that Christ is King, Christ is Lord, Christ is God. I don't know who needs to hear that. But it's true.
Mega based. Thank you, Jake. Of course, Safely Strapped is throwing poop in the chat. Happy poop, and happy poop. After that uplifting message by Jake, and you got to throw poop in the chat. Unbelievable. It's like we got a bunch of monkeys in the chat just throwing their poop for attention.
Your mic's gone, John. It died.
Damn.
It's back now.
Hello? Okay, it's on.
It's back. It's back.
Ooh, stop it. Gosh dang it. I see them doing it still in chat. Stop it.
Just don't
Ram
hate 'em.
Easy 8ML for 550 gems says, stay hydrated. Very true. Stay hydrated, gentlemen. I think my family just got sick, so I think I'm about to get sick, and I've got a major match on Sunday, so I'm hoping it's a very short, brief sickness. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for hanging out, for spending time, for commenting, supporting, for lurking. Very, very based of all of you. I hope you all have a wonderful work week ahead. Safely Strapped, I'm about to ban you. You got to stop that. You're distracting me by throwing poop in the chat, okay? I'm going to have to hide it. I can't see it anymore. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Get out there, get after it this week. We've got a lot of work to do ahead, but at least you can have some fun while doing it. Hang out with the bros, check in on the homies, do something productive, work out, read your Bible, go to church. Christ is King. God bless. Godspeed, ladies and gents.
I am the geek piping sandy cheeks, patty on the slab at the Krusty Krab flip, so the patties don't burn, so the crab isn't mad on the back of my spatula flip, so the patty you